Hello everyone, my name is Brax and today we're just going to jump right back into I Wani Hug That Gator. This is part 3. I'm going to link top right corner parts 1 and 2 if you haven't seen them before. Check them out or play the game yourself. It's really good. Now where we left off, we went to the arcade with Olivia, Liz, and Damien. And right now, we are sick. So, we'll just jump right back into it. This is exactly where I left off last time. Oh, microphone wasn't standing still. Alright, I had a bit of a technical issue there with the microphone, but we're going to jump right back into it. I finish off the cup of medicine I made and go back to my noodles. The only reason I'm even conscious right now is because I figured some soup would help with the splitting headaches. Good old chicken noodle soup. Almost made me feel better. And I make sure the pantry is stocked full of cup ramen. I shovel even more instant noodles into my mouth as I lie splayed on the couch, trying to watch whatever's on TV. Maury, dude. Maury Public Show. White trash TV at its best. Eventually I decide to set the salty goodness aside in favor of scrolling through the notifications on my cell phone. Of course, I got a few dozen from Damien. Bless his heart, he's been giving me an hourly play-by-play of the school day. Got a few messages from Liz, too. She's also filling me in on the school day, albeit not nearly as often as Damien. Even Olivia messaged me, and I feel oddly soothed as I read her well wishes. I suddenly get another notification. This time it's from Ben. It's a PDF of my homework, followed soon by a simple get well soon animated emoji. Aren't I popular? I'll be sure to thank them in person when I'm better. Man, dude, if I was sick, no one would even fucking notice. The only people who would know were my sisters who went to school with me, and they'd be like, hey, here's your homework, retard. And I'd be like, oh, thank you. Another wave of fuzziness washes over me, so I pop a few flu meds and chase it down with another gulp of lukewarm chicken broth. 3 days of being sick as a dog, and it's only occurring to me that I haven't seen any sign of... Huh? I thought I already got my grocery delivery today. Or was that yesterday? Whatever. I push myself upright off the couch, turned to sick bed. I'm caring for all the styrofoam noodle cups and plastic wrappers that fall onto my carpet. Wow, I really let things get out of hand. My head is spinning as I make the arduous 20-foot journey. I check at the peephole and nothing is there. Or maybe it's a small child. A Triasta Scout cookies sound awesome right now. It's Olivia because she's in the chair. One hand works to undo the locks while I'm focusing on finding my wallet with the other. Damn poofy sleeves, they aren't so warm. What's up? You dead yet? Oh, Olivia! What are you doing here? In spite of her cheerful greeting, Olivia shifts side to side in her seat and her knees totter together. Mr. Yadakon wanted me to give you the project worksheets for his classes. She pulls her backpack up from behind her chair and reaches in, drawing out a manila envelope and waving it in my face. My dizziness intensifies as my eyes attempt to track the rapidly moving object in front of them. Oh, the one about Baroque. Thanks. I'm pretty sure Benning's just sent me those as a PDF. She snorts and lets the packet go, my hands fumbling to catch it before it hits the floor. Without batting an eye, Olivia pushes past me, as if wandering into someone's house is an everyday occurrence for her. Come on, the project isn't going to finish itself. Huh? She's already wheeled herself to my couch and set a backpack on the coffee table. Yeah, figured you could use some help on it, and balks at the mountain of junk I'd left. I think her nose crinkles, hard to tell from so far away. Damn, Miko, you live like this. That's the fucking meme. Damn, bitch, you live like this? My head finally catches up with what's transpired. Olivia's here now. Cool. What isn't is the sudden onset of vertigo. Guess I was standing upright for too long. I only managed to stay up just enough thanks to the support of the wall. What? Just how sick are you? Pretty sick. The disgust that was on her face is wiped away as she looks at me. Huh, I wonder why. Why's my floor coming at me? Owie. After my impromptu tumble, Olivia had done her best to pull me up and get me to the couch. My robe did make it really easy to drag me across the smooth floor of my house. Okay, forget the project. What project? Attaboy. I can't tell if the dizziness is new or not. Olivia's already started picking up the trash mountain and moving what she can into a grocery bag. Watching her with my vision going fuzzy only intensifies the vertigo. I guess I should take more of my medicine. I grab a can of soda from the half-empty case on the table, along with a bottle of cough syrup. I upend the can and bottle into the glass I've been using all weekend, watching the delicious mixture slowly become my panacea. Is he making lean? Giving the glass a good swirl to ensure the best final product, I grin and gulp down my alchemical masterpiece. I don't get to finish the drink, however, as an olive green tail slams my midsection and makes me spit up the drink all over myself. The fuck are you doing? No wonder you've been sick as shit. What? I read online it makes the medicine go down easier. Inko, you've been drugging yourself with fucking purple drink. I mean, yeah, it's purple when I drink it. Holy crap, how are you alive? Yeah, dude, lean is, like, it was funny. It was a funny thing. Even I tried it out barely. Like, not even enough to even fucking feel anything. But I know people who took it too fucking far. And, like, they got super fucking sick. And I've heard the stories of people dying. Ugh, the smell of my spat up drink irritates my nose. And I feel my stomach roil both from the impact and forced purging. I resist the urge to retch, feeling all my energy drain away. Ugh. I feel completely spent again. My vision swims and the world turns counterclockwise. I feel something on my head, and thankful that something soft and warm and soothingly smooth maneuvers it back onto the couch. The blackness of my shut eyelids return the uprightness of the world, and the numbness I'd grown used to overtakes my limbs. Oh my... Inko? Inko, are you okay? Oh man, stay here. I'll figure... Olivia's voice is drowned out by a growing drone of white noise. Once again, the colors from outside the window bleed and flood into my house, and I'm still without my rent money. Someone's in here, yet they're bent over something. Hey, you, what's going on? What the fuck? Funny Gator girl on wheels. Hang on, I'll try to help you out. So big hugs. I want a hug. What's wrong? What's going on? Who's this? Where's Lucy? Where's my daughter? If a man came from monkeys, then how does Coach Solly exist? That's actually a good question that I've thought a little bit about, but I'm going to make a reference to the game title. Don't say anything. You're completely incoherent. Incoherent. That's my name. Before I can say anything, my being fades into the void. Oh, God. My head. What year is it? I sit up and glance around the room. Mom and Dad aren't back yet, even though it's 6 o'clock. Some business meeting. Huh. Wait, no, what's that smell? Dang, something's cooking. Smells nice. Guess Mom is home. Wonder what the occasion is. Normally it's just reheated whatever. I put the couch pillows back the way my parents like them and head into the kitchen to see what's up. Wow, Mom, what smells good? Oh, shit, sorry. I didn't know you were still... Oh, man, I passed out on you, didn't I? The assignment. It's fine. You feeling any better? Oh, are they not around very often? Yeah, they're usually busy with work stuff. Both have busy but well-paying jobs. I'm fine, don't worry. If you say so. Olivia looks down at the slow cooker and fiddles with one of the dials. Actually, are you? Do you really not have anyone around? No aunts, grandparents, no nothing? I shrug. Like, my mom's gone and my dad's a whole nother story, but at least he stuck with me. Like, he stuck me with the pains. And that way, I guess you're worse off than me, somehow. The last part she spoke was quieter, with her downcast face. I can't help but feel I wasn't meant to hear it. Well, yeah, you at least have your folks, but I don't think it does much good comparing our situations. I'll just have to be a better parent for my kids. Olivia flinches. I don't know why, though. Isn't that what everyone wants? You plan to start a family? Yeah, of course. What about you? My dad really wants me to. He knows he's pretty far from ideal. He's told me before that he hopes I can make a family work, like how he couldn't. It'd be nice, but, I mean, it's probably not going to happen. I think it can. Well, after you collapsed, I panicked. I had to call Aunt Mrs. Payne to ask her what to do, if I should call emergency services. She said when this happens to Damien, she just makes him shepherd's pie and waits for him to sleep it off. I had to root through your fridge to find out if you had jack shit in terms of ingredients. And your appliances, too. I thought a place as upscale as this would clearly have an air fryer. But all I could find was a slow cooker, so I threw the vegetables that hadn't expired into it with some stock. Should be good for your sinuses, at least. I vaguely remember something along those lines. I stepped closer to Olivia, peering into the glass window of the cooker. I didn't even know we had half of whatever's in there. Really? Why'd your parents buy this kind of stuff just to let it rot away in the fridge? My mom does like to cook, but she doesn't do it very often. I wish she would. The green gator snorts. You know, I'm only spoiling you because you're sick. It's not that. I just miss dinner, you know? Sitting around the dining room table and talking to each other. We don't really do that anymore, except maybe on holidays. Olivia winces. No kidding. Sorry to pry. I can't help but sigh as I think about my lackluster relationship with Mom and Dad. It's alright. Anyway, I didn't take you for the culinary type, Olivia. The awkwardness of just standing and staring gets to me, so I choose to take a seat at our island table. Man, these chairs are surprisingly comfy. This is actually the first time the table was even used since we moved in. Thinking about it, Olivia has given me a lot of firsts now. Kinda wish Mom would make dinner again, like before she got that promotion. Olivia hums to herself as she moves toward the fridge, pulling out the egg carton and scowling after checking it. How often do you get groceries, Ingo? I ordered some earlier. Actual groceries, not that junk. Oh. God, that's such a waste of money. Imagine if you could cook the food you'd like. I try to, but my head starts to get a bit lighter. Though now I can practically taste the salivating smell coming from the cooker. Is that why you're in home ec? There's another low hum from her as she considers something. I wanted to be ready when I had a place of my own. And it's actually relaxing. Just keeps my mind and hands busy when I'm alone. Plus, it's either this or, bother Mrs. Payne all the time. The cooker pings, signaling the stew is finished. When Olivia takes the lid off, a cloud of steam erupts with a rich aroma of cooked meat and vegetables. Can you grab us some bowls? I'm guessing they're on the shelves above. I nod and get up, moving around the table to the shelf with all the bowls. I give the top a quick dust check, sticking it back in and taking the two under it. Olivia already has the ladle ready, stirring the soup slowly. I set the bowls down next to her, and she ladles in servings for us. Okay, Moneybags, back to the couch. You don't want to eat at the table? I can't. What do you... Oh. The island table doesn't really have a space for a chair to fit underneath. Plus, I want to enjoy this with some quality entertainment. I figured we could watch something together on that big flat screen you got. That's okay, right? Yeah, sure. I carry both bowls back to the couch, seeing the entire living room has been cleaned up. Man, I really need to make this up to Olivia somehow. Just watching something doesn't feel like a fair deal at all. Not only cooking, but even cleaning up after. I'll find a way to repair. I set down our dinner on the coffee table. Before Olivia could say a thing, I placed both hands on the corner of the couch and pushed. Didn't think it'd be so hard, but then again, I am still out of sorts. The space created, however, is enough for Olivia to work the front of her chair in. Olivia gives me an appreciative nod, then angles her chair in a way to let her use her tail on the couch's armrest to pivot herself onto it. Thanks. I give Olivia a small nod and smile as I grab my spoon off the table. Leaning closer to the bowl, the comforting aroma of the soup wafts up my stuffy nose. First time I'm getting goosebumps that aren't caused by cold flashes. I get a good spoonful of Olivia's homemade remedy, making sure to get some meat and veggies as well. Still piping hot, I blow a bit of air on the spoon as to cool it down. Pussy. What? Hey, the last thing I need with this fever is second degree burns all over my tongue. Whatever you say. Once I feel that it's sufficiently cooled, I slurp up my first spoonful. My dry, tired eyes close in bliss as the flavors wash over my taste buds, firing them all off like fireworks. To describe it as being good would be a severe understatement. The stock is rich and hearty. The meat is well cooked. It could easily fall off the bone it came from. And the vegetables give it a nice aromatic touch. All of it well seasoned and spiced. It's like I'm experiencing that scene from Compy Tooie. That's a kind of stupid reference to Ratatouille, but I get it. They can't really say it. Sensing and seeing the different flavors move and dance around in my mind. For a brief moment, I forgot all about my fever and only felt a warm presence of the soup envelop me like a cozy blanket. Wait, wouldn't a rat still work? There are rats in this world. Olivia has a pet one. Is it good? For like a record scratch, I'm taken out of my experience and brought back to earth by the baryonyx's voice. I look to see Olivia giving me a questioning look, idly crunching and munching her soup. I also realize that I'm sunk into the couch, my arms to the side like a rag doll's. Felt like my body was weighed down from both my sickness and the soup. Guess I got lost in the broth. Wow, Olivia, the soup is amazing. Olivia rolls her eyes at my enthusiastic compliment, but lets out a tiny smile. It's nothing. I threw shit together in a pot and called it food. Anyone could do that. Olivia looks away, once again cutting herself short. With weak strength, I lift myself up from the couch's gravitational pull to better look at the shining scaly. I'm serious. This is the most delicious soup I've ever had. Olivia moves her head back closer to me, but still avoids my gaze, her smile a little weaker. Alright, I get it. Don't have to make it sound better than it is. It's just helping out your flu. I'm not saying it because of the flu. Honestly, you have a real talent for cooking. Olivia turns towards me, her smile still small but filled with an honest joy. You really think so? I nod, even as the soothing warmth of Olivia's soup settles in and manage to return her meek smile with my own tired one. I know so. Her eyes dart around for anything else to focus on, desperately trying to redirect her fluster. She shakes the flush off her face and checks around for her bag. Well, I'll get on. Going? Thought you were wanting to get caught up on your shows. Well, remote's right there. It's the least I can do after your help today. What were you wanting to watch? She eyes the remote and the oversized screen on her wall. A few things. Nothing in particular. I remember you asking me last month about some recommendations, so I've been thinking of a few you might like, but if you're sick and all, I don't want to... Yeah, I'd love to see what you have. My parents probably won't be back to Hoggett for another few hours, if they come back tonight at all. So it's a pretty good time. You really sure? Sure, I'm sure. Show me all about the deep cultural meanings of animated dinosaur folk cartoons. Oh my god. You're lucky you're sick right now. Yep. Olivia takes the remote and flicks the TV on. After getting over the initial shock of the screen being taller than she is, she navigates to a streaming site and picks some colorful series I'd only seen in passing. This one is a rough pilot, but it gets better a few episodes in, and the animation is top notch. She flips the first episode on, and an establishing fight scene unravels while Olivia moves back by the couch with me. Then, to my surprise, she hefts herself out of her chair and onto the cushion next to me. I move my arm out of the way to make room. Oh, sorry, should have asked. Well, of course you're welcome to sit. I know, but... Thanks. We focus back on the show. Well, I do. Olivia's glancing my way after every joke and expensive shot to analyze my reaction. This is how I am when showing people movies and shows I've seen. Like, I remember showing my dad season 1 of Barry. I had already seen season 1, and I just looked at him every time a joke was made, just to see, hey, you laughing? Hey, was that funny? That was funny, right? And when it's not for that, it's a forewarning and something a bit cheesy was about to happen. Eventually, the first episode closes. The heroes are ready to begin their journey for real in the following one. The credits scroll and Olivia swishes her hair aside with her fingertips. So, it's pretty good, I guess. I don't know. What do you think? I liked it, yeah. Really? Well, they got the whole season. Do you want to see more? Wait, didn't you say you wanted to catch up on your shows? This is the pilot episode. She fumbles the remote in her hands and has to catch it midair. Well, yeah. Just figure you should know what's all going on since you're not lost, you know? But if you want to keep watching this, that's fun too. She quickly pushes the button and starts the next episode without my response. Cute is all that runs through my mind at her attempts to cover for her small mistake. She's probably just refreshing her memory and... I wonder why I thought cute fit. Well, it does. Hell, endearing. Every time she glances over, it's as if I wouldn't enjoy the show. Sure, Mom and Dad aren't in any rush back. The characters on screen freeze. Oh shoot, did the Wi-Fi go out again? I try to stand up, but brutishly heavy limb anchors my lap back down. Olivia's tail feels like a boulder across my legs, keeping me from standing. Olivia? I just paused it and go. Oh, there's a complicated expression on her face. Is it normal? Is what normal? She chews her lips slowly in consideration. The parents, are they not really going to be back? I shrug. They're always busy with work. I feel shifting next to me. Olivia's inched herself closer. When I think about it, I barely see them at all. More shifting. I wonder sometimes the tail shifts to my abdomen now. Does anyone even care? All the movement has stopped, as if reality itself has paused. Man, I must be more tired than I thought. I feel my head sway as my muscles ease into putty. I'm sure they do. I look at Olivia, who is shoulder to shoulder with me now. I mean, Dad's kind of the same. Olivia chews her lip as she considers her words. He's always busy too. The whole reason I live with my godparents is because Dad has to travel for work. So he doesn't. I stop myself as I see the faint wetness in Olivia's eyes. Sorry. Her eyes close and a somber sigh escapes her lips. No, it's fine. I get it, Inko. There's a silence hanging over us now. I copy after the sweet girl next to me, letting my eyes slide close in and a sad breath loose. After some time, she breaks the silence with the soft and tender words. Of course your parents care. Just like Dad. Why would they work so much? But what about me? I won't suggest how pathetic that sounded. It's for you, you doof. How else could you afford all these nice things? Her words grow quieter as time goes on, and my body sinks into a numbness again. Dad cares enough to work for my sake. Enough to talk to my godparents into letting me live with them. They didn't have to, yet I'm burdening them. My mind connects the dots. Mr. Halford talked Randy and Sophie into it? Wait, Mr. Halford talked Randy and Sophie into it? Which is why I have to be able to live on my own as soon as I can. Because if they don't want me anymore, that's it for me. I recall just how happy they were to have Olivia rejoin the party. They wouldn't, though. They love you. They love you like Damien and Vinny. She shakes the morose thoughts from her head, and then looks at me with serious moon-shaded eyes. Anyway, you should do the same for your parents and yourself. Aww. My world goes horizontal, and I find my head atop the comfiest pillow I'd ever felt. I nod, and the nod becomes a puzzle, and becomes a nuzzle into said pillow. Above me, Olivia yelps. Huh? I try to turn and see what's going on, but something falls atop my head that keeps it in place. Nothing. The soothingly cool something rubs across my head, drawing me further and further into restful peace. Oh, the gentle caresses, a deep vibrato emanates from somewhere, resonating in my tired mind. Okay. With the lulling touch and tone, my eyelids grow heavy. Oh, how sweet. By the time I wake up, Olivia's gone. I check my phone for the time, only to realize it's 4 in the morning. I can't help but groan as I sit up on the couch, and instead of feeling horrible like I had the past few days, I felt surprisingly well. There's no doubt that I have Olivia to thank. Hell, I might even be able to go to school today. I wonder if any of that soup is left. She probably left it in the fridge, right? I shuffle over to the appliance and open the door, allowing my eyes to adjust to the light. It only takes a second for me to spot a Tupperware container filled with a delicious meal. Nice. I'll have to ask her for the recipe sometime. Yeah, really good. This is really cute. Really sweet. Thanks to Olivia's advice and cooking, I'd finally made my recovery and returned to school. And I'm glad to be back. I felt like I'd missed so much while I'd been gone. So much I needed to catch up on. I mean, I did manage to finish all the assignments that Ben had sent to me. But I feel out of loop with the other things. Like gossip about me. Damien tried to give me the rundown of it all during PE. I'm still in shock over how bad some of them got. Up to cartel drug running and FBI's most wanted. I don't think that's even possible in just a week. I am going to adjust the sounds really quick. As everyone in class is packing up their things, Mr. Yadakon speaks up. Alright everyone, make sure you complete the assignment by next class. You all have a wonderful rest of the day now. Oh, and Inko. I stop at the mention of my name as I throw on my backpack. Could you wait a moment? I have something I wish to speak to you about. Yeah, of course. Olivia looks back from the classroom entrance, waiting for me. Don't wait up on me. I'll meet you at the table with the others. With a shrug and a nod, Olivia wheels herself out the door down the hall. Everyone else leaves the classroom until it's just the Yadakon and I. Please, have a seat. I take the seats closest to the Yadakon's desk, putting my backpack down as well. Mr. Yadakon himself gets out of his chair and walks around his desk, leaning against it. So, I'll be quick about it. I got a job that needs doing. Up. You've missed some assignments and need to make up work. And I need some extra help with something. Something I think you'll be very interested in. Some good friends of mine are getting married in a few short days, and they've hired me to be their photographer. And given the excellent learning experience, child labor, I thought of you. Me? Yes, if you want to, of course. I could always call in some associates to help me out, but I thought adding in some extra credit would sweeten the deal. Well, what will we be doing? There's a broad smile on his face and a distant look in his eyes. Well, you'll be my apprentice in this case. You'll not only be helping set up more elaborate photos, you will also be doing a lot of independent shots. You mean I'll be taking my own pictures? Yep. In fact, you'll be using my SLRs and lenses for this, to keep all the shots uniform. The idea of finally getting to use something like Mr. Yatakon's $1,000 Cavemanon makes my head swim. So, what do you say? Interested? It certainly seems like a hefty task, even if Yatakon would be there to help us. Then again, Yatakon wouldn't be offering the job if he didn't think I was capable of doing it. This would technically be my first official photography gig. And a wedding shoot to boot. It sounds so daunting, yet enticing. I would love to. Alright, sounds like a done deal. It's after school today. We can talk about it more later. For now, you should be getting along to lunch. Thank you, Mr. Yatakon. I give the teacher a nod and grab my backpack. Just as I head out the door, my curiosity gets the better of me. So, who's the lucky couple, if you don't mind me asking? The school nurse, actually. The husband-to-be is a good friend of mine. Huh, neat. I make a mental note to give my well wishes to the nurse if I see her before the wedding. With that, I waved Mr. Yatakon goodbye and head down the hallway. Wait, Friday? I was going to practice painting then. Ugh, I already agreed to go. Even if I didn't, it's real photography. It's not even a question which I should go to, but jeez. It's like the universe is conspiring against me to never stop drawing stick figures. It's gonna make me choose between photography and painting. I finally meet up with Olivia, who's waiting near the entrance to the cafeteria. The grassy green girl is leaned over, a sour pout scrunching her maw close as she eyes the passerbys. When she notices I've moved into her airspace, she perks up immediately. Seeing the transformation is surreal, and I chew on my cheek to keep from laughing as I watch her muscular tail wag happily. Finally, took you long enough. Yeah, I'm sorry that took so long. You didn't have to wait for me, by the way. Yeah, I could manage waiting if it means eating with you. I can feel a smile tug at my lips just from hearing Olivia say that. Mind if I push a chair in? Using me as a battering ram through the crowd now, huh? Yeah, something like that. I but only 'cause you asked. But give me your backpack, I'll use it as a shield. When I grab the handles, Olivia moves her tail up to grab my wrist, like at the arcade. Alright, charge. Yes, ma'am. I start marching through the crowd of unruly and famished teens clamoring for their daily meal. Olivia turns her head to me and to say something. So what happened with the Yatakon? You in trouble or something? Huh? Oh, nah, Yatakon just had a proposition for some extra credit. Really? What is it? He wants me to join him at a wedding and help him out with a photo shoot. Says he thinks it'll be a good learning experience. Oh, well, that sounds pretty interesting. Did you take it? Yeah, could be a good way to get to hone in on what I know. Plus the extra credit can make up for the time that I was sick. You mean when you nearly overdosed on that cough syrup cocktail you made? Yeah, that. Wait. Huh? What? I didn't say anything. The crowd's too loud here. The baryonyx chuckles to herself. I'm left rolling my eyes, letting her claim victory in this exchange. By the time we've got our lunch, it's a simple matter of locating Damien and Liz by the telephone pole neck. For whatever reason, they're at a more sequestered table today, and when we arrive, it's pretty obvious why. Oh, fuck. Took you too long enough. Yeah. I expected more from Olivia. Something more graphic. Instead, Olivia rolls herself the rest of the way, taking her designated spot at the head of the table. Roman Reigns reference. I take the spot adjacent to her, while keeping a wary eye on the pink Parasaurolophus. It seems like Mia's rage against me has simmered down over time, but that air of uncertainty and uneasiness still wavered around her. The best I can do is act friendly. Hey, Mia, is there something you need? Need? I just need to catch up with my good pal here. While the red-scaled menace turns towards Olivia, her own eyes remain locked on her soggy chicken. which she's eating mechanically. I thought you were asking Liz for her homework, though. That too. Ah, right. Here, guys. A pair of soda cans are rolled down the table, and I thank Christ I'm able to catch both before they ram into my tray of the questionable lunch meat. You guys were taking a while, so I grabbed the drinks today. No, you didn't. Mia gave those to you. Well, she did it because I thought about doing it. She's trying to bribe you from the math answers I helped you with earlier. Lizzie, I can't believe you would imply something like that about me. But it's true. Hey, free soda is free soda, man. At any rate, real reason I'm here is, say, Olivia, you leave your phone at home or something. Wait, you leave your phone at home or something? People are trying to contact you all day. Oh. Olivia pulls her phone out from her jacket pocket. I catch a glimpse of her wallpaper, a comical portrait of Guts that she'd probably doodled. Guts is her pet rat, not Guts from Berserk. Yeah, I ran out of service for the month. What the hell? You don't got a proper monthly plan? I got more important things to be doing than this, you know. If they want to see Olivia so bad, why send you and not just show up themselves? Shut it. Who's so important for all this anyways? Who'd you think? Ben? Ben wants to talk to Olivia. Why does he want to talk to Olivia? Is this 20 freaking questions? How the hell should I know what's really going on between my boyfriend and Hot Wheels here? All that matters to me is if Olivia here is gonna fix it or not. I'll think about it. Ugh, whatever. I'm out of here. Smell you later, Gator. Ha. Mia storms off, leaving Olivia looking very sour. Things alright with Ben? Olivia rests her arms on the table and slumps her head in. I don't want to talk about it. Where'd her bright mood from before go? Well, anyways, Damien, you really shouldn't condone cheating, even with something as simple as math homework. But you helped me out with it. That's different. I helped you with it, and I think you're getting something out of it. Like the answers. What I mean is, in comparison, Mia's just trying to be lazy, and she's only cheating herself. What's the issue then? What's the issue? Yeah, I get free soda, someone you hate tricks herself into staying stupid, and everyone thinks they win. It's great. You scare me sometimes, Damien. Guess I'll have to ask Ben what's going on if I see him later. In the meantime, Olivia's disposition only keeps getting more and more dour. I try to think of something to help cheer her up, but I think coming up with the dead ends is just what could work here. There's got to be something. I can't just leave her in such a sour mood. Oh, how about that? Hey, so what's the deal with your phone background? Oh, you noticed it? She puts her phone on and shows me her background. Oh, it's a little doodle of Guts. Yeah, drew it up the other day. Got the curves just right first try, so it's pretty cool. I'll bet. Is he with you today? Nah, I left him at home. How often do you bring him? Not often. Maybe once or twice a semester, and even then it's just when I'm bored. Although, he was just in my hoodie when I left for school. Once he was just in my hoodie when I left for school. Unexpected. It was. Here, I got some pics saved. The screen displays a small creature, set atop a desk with a skinny tail clutched to its chest tightly. I don't know why, but he holds his tail like that all the time. I feel Damien and Liz hovering behind me, their eyes locked onto an adorably fat creature on the screen. Holy shit, picture of me. I don't know who coos, probably Liz, but Olivia rolls her eyes and swipes to the next picture of the cute pet, now in a transparent ball, looking confused. For the remaining minutes of lunch, we just sit huddled around Olivia's phone, entranced by her sweet little rat, as it did the most mundane things. Yet Guts' method of doing them was way too undeniably cute, and that's what really got us and made time fly faster than we could even notice. Ding dong bing bong. I blink a couple of times and stretch my arms and legs as I get up from my desk. Miss Brockling really knows how to make 40 minutes feel like 80. Well, at least it's time to practice painting, for real, for real. Wait, no. Yadakon ropes me into the photo shoot. Can't practice painting. Can't get good at anything. Why is it every time I try to actually improve, something like this happens? At this rate, I'll never get good enough for a real following. I haven't gotten to actually have a whole afternoon to practice at all. Still, there's no way in hell I'm missing this. I ended up meeting with Ben in the Yadakon right after he was locking his classroom. Well, our teacher made the assignment, internship, apprenticeship. While he had made it all sound simple, I was still subjected to some paperwork. Something about liability waiver or something. You know, in case something happens to us, like surprise attack by 5 teenagers in multicolored spandex. Power Rangers reference. I wonder if that happens often. We still filled the form out as the instructor gave an overview of what exactly Ben and I would be doing. There's a few structures out here, save for one at the edge of the cliff. I'm really glad it didn't make me choose between painting and this. Oh. Ben's the first one out of the cramped car with an armful of telescoping black stands. I follow his example, unloading the vehicle. Alright, you two, remember. Alright, you two. Remember what you're doing tonight? Yes, sir. After we set up the photo station in the corner of the hall, we'd be taking turns, walking the reception, taking pictures of the guest. Perfect. I'll be with the wedding party the entire time. So if you need me, just look for the gaggle of similarly dressed women screeching and you'll find me. He grins as he helps carry the last of the lightest equipment from the trunk. Remember, this is actual work, so be polite, be efficient, but most importantly, Ben and I sit upright at attention, ready for any order a teacher will give us. Have fun. But trust me, the clients will appreciate it more. Finally finished with the unloading, I inhaled the mixed aroma and ocean of flowers. While I find the scent energizing, Ben seems to have the exact opposite reaction. His brows pinch together in disgust as he tries in futility to fan away the air with one hand while covering his nose with the others. I think I'm going to be sick. Going to be the sick one next with this weather. At least the view's great. It is, yeah. Mr. Yadakon leads us through a small garden out in front into the reception hall. It's a spacious wedding tent adorned with all sorts of flora and high-end lighting, keeping the place warm and lit. Okay, you guys know how to set up here? I'm going to get to the business. Yes, sir. He leaves us, stepping into the ongoing ceremony with primed camera and tripod. Ben and I exchange a single glance before we both resign ourselves to the daunting task. First on the list is the telescopic stands for the camera. From experience, it doesn't take us too long to get those in place. Next are the reflectors and strobe lights, all packed in heavy cases that have to be hauled inside. By my third case, I'm already exhausted. Shoot, I thought gym class would have me prepared for this. Bzzz. My phone buzzes. Might as well take a breather. Opening up the notification, I discover it's from Olivia. Hey, Shades. Hi, Olivia. You got service back? Oh, I lied about that. Little emoji. Saw you leave with the Otacon after school. What's up with that? I'm helping him with a wedding photo shoot. You? At a wedding? Did Otacon give you a better jacket for it? My jacket is cool enough. So where at? Teague said it was in some place called Clarkson Lookout on the way over. Wait, really? That place has a bunch of scenic views. If you see any good landscape shots, take one for me. Sure, if I get the time. No, do it now. Cute and threatening message received. Jeez, well, this is as good a spot as any. The sun's starting to set, so it does make for some pretty nice atmosphere. Maybe Olivia wants to paint another landscape. In the distance, I see a few sailboats and yachts. Further beyond the freighter or two, the seas are crowded these days. I take the picture and send it over to Olivia. Thanks. That picture is nothing like what he described. Or maybe I just don't know how to read. I can't picture thanking me like that in reality. The thought alone of her doing something so sweet a manner. Inko, this thing weighs like 80 pounds. I'm not doing all the work. Oh, right. I let my camera hang loose around my neck while assisting Ben with setting up the last of the standing reflectors. Setting up meant not only the cameras, but the large chunk of incomplete decor prep. Which meant carrying out loads and loads of heavy cases, loaded with strobes, reflectors, cloth sheets, and so many telescoping pole stands. Following his instructions, Ben had set up a small red carpet path leading to a glamour shot station. And meanwhile, I was finishing making sure the marked out spots within the room had the right combination of flash, strobe, and /or reflector. By the time our teacher had to come back, I'd just placed the final light in position. As I start walking down Ben's handmade path, I skirt along the edge with my borrowed high-end camera. The DSLR's clicks are muted compared to the chattering guests, and while I think I managed to catch some decent shots, I'm just not really feeling it today. Something wrong with me? And voila! Ben was having a much easier time working at the makeshift studio we'd built in the corner. Couples could simply walk up and stand before the backdrop of the massive window onto the cliffside and ocean. And Ben had the brilliant idea to not only set up Yatacon's loaned camera, but also his own so he'd capture the couples from 2 angles at once. He looked happy with each and every shot he took, and the people always chatted him up right after. And here I am, doing my best to not scowl as I look over the blurry shot I had messed up. Or because my hands are shaking. I guess I'm nervous. I hadn't noticed till now that my main messaging app had been going off. So is it going well? Hardly. I think Ben's turning it into a competition. Are you winning? No, not really. Beat him for me? That wasn't a real message. I try to ignore my phone for now. Don't think anything will calm my nerves at this point. That feeling of anxiety only grows as time marches on. I can't seem to get any one picture just right, and Ben zooming around as efficiently as he is isn't helping. Well, that's not all. Olivia's messages are just throwing me off. Just break his flashing stick thingy, lol, then his pics will be super dark. How out of date is Olivia to think we still use flash pans? Or lock him in the bathroom or something. I don't think that's sportsmanlike or illegal. Oh, I just remembered, I need another pic. Can you try shoving him into the wedding cake and taking a pic of him smashed on the floor? I need it for a muse. That. Do it for me? Come on, that's just violent. Just barely within my peripheral vision, I spot a perfect shot of an older couple, the parents of the groom, I believe. There, that's a good chance. I bring the borrowed camera up, look through the viewfinder and see that the parents have already moved away and into another group. The camera slips from my grip, but luckily the neck strap holds it safely against my chest. Okay, I need a break. I find an appropriate place to sneak outside and go around the building, slumping down against the brick siding. It's really twilight now. The ocean's reflection of the sun is getting very close to meeting the real thing. My phone buzzes once more, and something in me jumps. It's not fear, though. Just wish I knew what it was. Olivia sends me a video of Guts running around a maze she put together using cardboard and school supplies. When he comes out the other end, she gives him a grape to bite into in her palm. Aw, I was never really fond of rodents, but seeing Olivia's videos and little doodles is really starting to sway me. I don't know, man. Some rats are okay. Like, maybe. I don't know. I would never have one. There's something about seeing Olivia having such a strong bond with Guts and caring for him that warms my heart. It's hard to believe that this is the same girl that used to give me nothing but icy stares when I first met her. I'm glad she feels comfortable enough with me to let her defenses down and be herself. Yeah, man, real nice. As I continue snapping photos, my trek around the hall to find good photo ops leads me to the stage where the DJ once was. Shame that I didn't get any good shots of him while he was here. Maybe Ben got some decent pictures. Looking through the camera lens, I see that there's a gentleman sitting on the steps and they lead up to the stage, finishing off a cigarette. There's someone over there on the steps, taking a deep drag of a cigarette and blowing the smoke up towards the window. A truly iconic display of suavity. Before I know it, I've taken several shots. He seems like he wants to be left alone, but he doesn't mind, right? Hey, kid. This guy looks familiar. I think I saw him in some advertising stuff. At least get my good side, will you? Oh. I stepped closer, readjusting my camera settings and scrambling for an explanation. Sorry about that. I was unsure if you wanted the attention. Yeah, it's alright. People say I got like a kind of resting bitch face. Though I can't lie, I'm pretty exhausted, kid. Especially after... Oh, this is a groom. Especially after I had to carry the new missus down the aisle all the way to the car. Oh, so this is the groom. So, you want to take a photo or what? Oh, right, sorry. I raise my camera. The groom takes a thinker-esque pose, taking a drag from his cigarette. After a few clicks and a couple of slight adjustments to my position, I believe I got some pretty good shots in there. There we are. The groom blows a plume of smoke from his mouth before leaning over to see the captures. It smells like a Vegas hotel. I give the groom time to look at each photo thoroughly before moving to the next one. These are pretty good, kid. Managed to make this mug of mine look halfway decent. He lets out a scratchy chuckle as he takes another puff of his cigarette before snuffing what little was left of it onto the floor. Thanks. Say, if you don't mind me asking, what are you doing all the way over here? It's your big day, isn't it? The groom lets out another plume he's already begun to dig up. As the groom lets out another plume, he's already begun to dig up another cigarette. Lighting the new cig casually, he begins to inhale it, and keep inhaling it. He holds up a finger as he continues inhaling until the cigarette is finished, and he finally exhaling the steam of lung cancer slowly over the course of 30 seconds. Sir? Of course it is. Just having a little rest is all. I mean, this is the happiest day of my life, but it's tiring as hell. The missus is certainly having fun, and yet in a few hours, when we're on our no longer bachelor pad, I'll be listening to her as she moans about how sore she is. The groom lets out another plume of smoke, this time through his nostrils. But hey, that's the price I gotta pay. Holy matrimony and all that jazz. Definitely feels like the groom is laying it on a big thick to who is essentially a stranger to him, yet I can understand what he means. You know, you've been going around the whole reception snapping photos. Why don't you take a break too? He motions his hand to a nearby stage as an available seat. I settle myself on the stage as the groom then fiddles in a small pocket. Looking closer, it's a still sealed pack of cigarettes. Trent told me a bit about you, you know. Who? Your camera teacher, or whatever he's called at your school. Says you're a good kid and all, though a bit clueless. Hey. The groom lets out another guffaw as he cracks open the pack of cigs and plucks out a fresh cancer stick. His words, not mine. How do you know him? We've known each other for ages. He actually helped me meet the missus. Funny how that works out. Oh, Mr. Yatacon was your wingman? He always hated how I told him that. I'd given him a lift to some field trip he had to chaperone. Don't know why. He could have taken the school bus. But as soon as I got there, I met one of the rest of his coworkers, including my would-be wife. Taro prick tricked me into also chaperoning too, saying I could use the time to get to know her better. Jeez, maybe I should be asking him. Well, no, I can't. Can't what? Nothing important. Have a teacher tell you how to court a lady friend, right? Hey, no. Another one of his students. Your classmate, yeah? It's not like that. Ah, come on. I know you want to talk about girls. That's always fun. Humor me a bit. She's just a good friend. The words taste bitter on my tongue for some reason. Sure, kid. Sure. We've got a few more minutes of quiet while the bridezilla and her maid's murder fight over that bouquet. I quickly glance over to see a woman twice my age wielding a folding chair like it was a battle axe. Trent can't help you there, but I can. So this good friend of yours, what's she like? Well, it's a bit of a complicated history. Oh? I mean, when I first met her, she was very cynical and sarcastic. Well, she's still sarcastic, but in a lighthearted way. Even with her friends, she was a little distant. But when she's painting or gushing about some franchise or scary anime, there's this unashamed excitement and passion in it. I haven't met anyone with that kind of energy before. Once you get to know her, she's just nice under it all. That everything? Well, yeah. I think she drew me carrying her once. I can't whistle well. Well, shoot. He slides the ring off his finger and holds it up to me. You want this? Sounds like you need it more than me. Kidding, I'm kidding. But dang, sounds pretty cut and dry to me. Never had a crush before? Not on anyone I know personally. You folks together? Yeah. They love each other too, yeah? Yeah, I guess they do. You guess? Yeah, it's complicated. They're around so little, I don't even know what their love looks like. How they interact. If they even love each other at all. That's some good water. They never told me their story. Why they're together. Anything that would prepare me for the future was outsourced. As far back as I remember, whenever my parents weren't around, there was a screen nearby. And they weren't around often. I've always had that little electronic friend in my pocket telling me how great I was at everything. That's been my only help to get through life. All the best ways to have best friendships, hobbies, romance. But it feels worthless now. I'm not prepared. I don't even know what this is. I don't even know if what this is love. This guy seems to think so, though. He'll help me out. I see him putting some other words together now. Let me give you a little anecdote, kid. The groom finally lights a cigarette through the time this time he's slow to puff on it. See my beautiful bride right over there? He motions with the dull ember of his smoke. Oh, shoot. Even if we had never met, and this was a happenstance meeting, I'd see her over there. And I just know I love her. Yeah? Yep. Is that it? Yeah? Aren't you trying to give me a little push? Convince me I like this girl? You're the one who wanted advice. There it is. I thought you were going to go on a bit more about love. Why the hell would I give a speech about love? I know what love is. You know what it is. But there's no groundbreaking advice that'll make everything make sense, and you don't need me to convince you. You're just looking for reasons to not believe what's right in front of you. Oh. Break's over. Gotta run. The man gets up, dusting off his pants and flicking the cigarette butt into the trash. Hey, take some great pictures for me, will you? No more moping. You're on the clock. He jogs into the crowd to meet up with his bride. My phone buzzes in my pocket. What timing? I reach into my pocket and pull out my phone, squinting at the screen. An unread notification from our group chat. Shoot, do I have time to be on my phone right now? Maybe I can talk to Damien about this. He's known Olivia for a while. Ben and Olivia used to be friends too, right? Would he be able to help? I should probably focus on what I'm here to do. Besides, I don't want to let the groom down. This is Olivia we're talking about. I don't want to do anything without knowing as much as I can. And to focus on finish taking these photos, I should consult the others about Olivia. Shit, man. Alright. I'm going to save it all these decisions that look big. It might look bad, but talk to the others about Olivia. I can't go into this without being prepared. I really don't want to let Olivia down, especially after all I've done for her. What kind of things does Olivia like? Hell, what kind of things do girls like in general like? I might be able to find some pointers online too. By the end, I can be a good boyfriend. I just need to figure out how. When I reach for my phone, my fingers brush the camera that still hung around my neck. Wait, I still need to take these pictures, so I can't just drop this entirely. I definitely don't want to let Yatacon down, even though I'm not that good. Well, Ben's been on top of his game all night. Even now, he's still snapping up shots, so I'm sure Yatacon will have enough by the end of the night. It's not like I'm offering anything crazy valuable here. I meander to the far wall of the hall to find a way to slip outside. Phone in hand, I scroll through my previous calls to find Damien. He'll have all the info I need. And he called me the other week to ask if the following day was a school holiday on a Saturday. Aha, there it is. Just what I needed. And now I listen to the dial tone. All I can do is wait. Come on, pick up. The cool evening air of autumn nips at my skin with a slow breeze ruffling the branches of nearby trees. Some leaves are blowing lazily off their branches, drifting with each other to a songless dance. I did always prefer nature photography. It's a lot less hectic compared to tonight. Hello? Payne residence. Huh? Oh, sorry, Miss Payne. I thought this was Damien's phone. It is. He left this phone on the table while he takes the trash out. One moment. Damien, sweetie, you have a school friend on the phone. Ah, Ma, I told you not to answer these spam calls. It's Inko. Oh, snap. Cool. Thanks, Mom. Hey, Inko. I can make out the frantic shuffling of the phone. What do you need me for? Oh, just play cool. Right, I wanted to ask about, wait, how do I even ask him this? Well, I want to be a better friend for Olivia, right? Uh-huh. Yeah, I'm following. I was wondering if you knew anything else I should know, you know? Silence lets me know how stupid that sounded. Huh? Well, I think she likes anime, and soda, and the arcade. But didn't you know all this already? I do, yes. But I mean, like, anything a bit further than that. I mean, you like Olivia, don't you, Inko? I didn't say that. Despite the stiff breeze, I can feel my face burning up. Shut up! Say it. Say what? I don't need to tell you nothing. I got all day to wait. Do you? Damien, I'm serious. I need some help here. I'm serious too. Come on. Say it. I'm not confirming or denying anything. Well, maybe I should hang up then. See you at school tomorrow, Inko, my man. Ah, damn it, fine. Damien? Yes. I take a deep breath and say it. Alright. I like her. Huh? Who? Oh, come on. Olivia. Huh? What? What about her? I'm not hearing a complete sentences here. Screw you. I like Olivia. I want to know what advice you have as her friend. I'm serious. There we go. In all seriousness, I don't have much for you. I haven't thought of Olivia that way since, like, 3rd grade. I don't got anything game-changing for you. Great. But hey, I'm here for you, man. Just don't act a fool and start wilding out, you know? Not in the slightest. I'm saying, look, you're calling because you think there's some big secret here, right? I'm telling you there isn't one. And that in itself is an advantage. You don't need to be focusing on, like, strategy. Just let it happen. Wait, does she know? No, I don't think so. I think she likes me too. Well, yeah, that's the long and short of what I got. Have you ever been in a relationship, Damien? Few. Nothing serious, though. Hey, want to go to the school dance? That sort of thing. Never went anywhere, you know? Yeah. Alright, I should get back to it. Sorry to bother. Hey, call anytime, man. Thanks, be seeing you. See you later, Gator. I fight the urge to throw my phone into the brick wall. That was completely pointless. I place a hand on my forehead and take a deep breath. At this point, I should just try to get some photos to look somewhat competent at my job. I slip my phone back into my pocket and grab my camera and begin walking around the hall. Doing my best to look for opportunities to snap some decent shots, I do a lap around the hall. Even then, I'm still struggling to find anything good. It isn't long before I notice Ben across from me, And from the looks of it, he's managing a fair bit better than I am. Not only is he finding better shots than I am, but the guests are going to him to ask for shots. Actually, the more I think about it, Ben might actually have some decent advice to give, right? Better than what I got from Damien, at least. I surreptitious. What the fuck is that word? Maneuver around the various wedding goers impeding my path, trying to get to Ben. Eventually, I have an opening while Ben is currently taking a picture of another couple by their table. Not wanting to seem like I'm lost, I try to blend in and join him. I get near Ben and get down on one knee to take alternate angle shots of the couple. As if he had a sixth sense, Ben quickly noticed my presence, shocked that I was next to him. Enko, what are you doing? I want to get some alternate shots for the lovely couple, just in case they would like them, you know? I give off an awkward laugh, though it's not amusing to Ben. He gives me an icy glare that sends shivers down my spine as I've clearly stepped onto his territory. I think it'd be more efficient if we worked in different parts of the venue. What if there are people over there that want their picture taken? If the people over there wanted a picture, I wouldn't be here in the first place. Ben wordlessly goes back to snapping photos. I get back on my feet and lean close to the preoccupied Parasaurolophus to talk to him. Look, Ben, I need some advice. Thank you, young man. No problem, ma'am. Finished with the couple's photos, Ben turns around and begins to hoof it down the venue to look for more photo ops. I match his pace in order to keep up with him. Advice, you say? It's about Olivia. Mentioning the baryonyx stops Ben dead in his tracks. He turns around to face me. What about Olivia? Well, it's just that I take a deep breath to say to myself. The thing is, I think I love Olivia. Ben's face goes from confusion to sheer surprise, his eyes going as big as his glasses. Wait, what? Are you serious? Of course I'm serious. And since you've known her for longer, I figured you can ask some things about her. Ben? Ben! Oh, sorry, I must have misheard you. You said you're in love with Olivia, and I did. Or I think I am. Look, I don't really know, but I'm asking for some help, and the Parasaur clasps his hands on my shoulders and smiles broadly. This is wonderful news. Olivia's always been a bit of a loner, but to know someone likes her, that is just fantastic. I thought he was pissed. Oh. His arm wraps around my neck and starts dragging me away from the wedding crowd. Okay, right, so you want to know more about Olivia, yeah? We used to be the best of friends way back. I paid close attention to Ben as he went over his history with the girl I may or may not love. A part of me wanted to take notes on my phone as he listed down all the shows they used to watch together. By the time he gets hit the cues, I noticed that some of the guests had to leave. Should I be writing all this down? I think you'll be fine. Unless Olivia's even changed music taste in the last 3 years. 3? Aren't you talking to her these days? I mean, not as much as I used to. It's been a while since we had a sit down. Wait, but Mia came and told us you wanted to talk with her at lunch. I have no idea what you're talking about. Huh. I thought you were above gossiping, Go. Sorry. Anyway, Olivia and I don't talk much, but I think we should. Hell, if I was around more, I could have helped you two get to know one another sooner. Maybe even... A shrill cry interrupts us. Across the room, the newlyweds are in some altercation. I guess it's the time of the night of the groom to carry the bride out, but for some reason she's riding piggyback like a grade schooler. He laughs to himself maniacally while she complains and holds onto his hair to keep balance. Well, that relationship isn't going to last. Inko? Yeah, sorry. Back on track, what's more important is that you always be mindful of her condition. Her condition? You know what I mean. Olivia absolutely hates special treatment, and it can get to a point where it in itself is a burden that weighs down her friends. Refusing to accept help to the point she becomes a problem for those around her. Ben sighs. I wouldn't know. Aren't you talking about how Olivia tries to do things on her own? Yeah, like, for all the times I've tried to help her out, she just gets all pouty and silent as if I was stepping on her toes. No wonder people try to avoid her, you know? You can't just keep pushing people away. I care about Olivia, but she doesn't do herself any favors. Truth be told, I'm a bit excited to hear this from you. You can get through to her. We could be friends again. I'd definitely do it right this time. I don't want to impose anything on her. That wouldn't be right. Well, see, that's exactly what you want to avoid. Otherwise, your relationship is going to be one-sided. One-sided. Relationships are all about mutual respect for one another. Anything less than that is unreasonable. Without that understanding, it's doomed to fail. And the one thing to understand, Olivia, is that her condition needs special considerations. One that she doesn't fully agree with. So you have to account for that from her. Otherwise, it won't work out. Is that why you two stopped talking? Alright, you boys ready to pack up? Pretty long night, huh? Our teacher looks haggard as he walks up to us. His wings are dragging on the floor, and he's propping himself up with one of the light stands we brought. Despite his exhaustion, he's grinning wildly. Did you enjoy your first work experience? Oh, absolutely, Mr. Yatacon. I managed to load up both memory cards you gave me, and I even managed to try out the different kinds of lenses you brought. Good to hear, Ben. What about you, Inko? Well, if I'm being honest with you, I wasn't on my A game tonight. Well, I suppose it is tough. It is a tough order to start with. So many things to account for, and... no, I didn't really get that many good shots, Mr. Yatacon. I didn't even finish the first card you'd given me. I see. Well, when we go through these next week, I'm sure they'll be fine. Oh, definitely. The groom saunters up with a huge grin on his face, swinging an arm around our teacher's shoulders. I can't wait to see these. Yatacon straightens up and shrugs the arm off, turning to the newly married man. You'll see them when you see them. My team still needs to go through all the pictures to weed out the chaff. Come on, T. You can't give your buddy a preview or something? Yatacon sighs a bit. Hey, it's your special day. Ben, could you go fetch the laptop and card reader? Yes, sir. Inko, while he's doing that, can you start packing up everything into the trunk? Sure thing, Mr. Yatacon. Before I turn away to start, the tired Taro takes the camera from me. We can sit at that table over there. The two older men head off, leaving Ben and I to get started unpacking everything up. While Ben and I are busy dismantling the multitude of standing flashes and lamps, the bridegroom and Mr. Yatacon sits at the cleaned-up table with the laptop before them. I can't really make out what they're saying, but I can kind of tell based on the way the three switch between quietly focused and laughing loudly. By the time the back of the car is loaded up, the last of the wedding party has departed. Nothing left to do, Ben and I linger a bit behind the group. Think about it, alright? My advice. Olivia does need help. If you really aim to ask her out, keep that in mind. Well, surely she doesn't need help with everything, She seems capable. Yeah, I'll keep that in mind. Thanks, Ben. No problem. And we're done. Yeah, don't want to keep the missus waiting for too long. Not tonight. Alright, good night, everyone. He points to me for a moment. And good luck to you, little guy. Be seeing you, Mal. The groom saunters off. Get you ready to go? Yeah, I'm pretty beat. My legs are killing me. Feels like my shins are about to explode. Better get used to that pain, Inko. Plenty more of that to come once we start doing all-day events like sports matches or air shows. Any advice you can give me to avoid the pain? Ben taps his chin. Comfy shoes, good soles, plenty of squats to build up your leg strength. Maybe also going out for power walks and jogs to really build muscles. Great, even when I pick a career choice that doesn't involve physical activity, I still somehow wind up having to exercise in order to be successful. Either way, it's not long before we climb into the car and begin our journey back to the school. I settle into the rhythmic motions of the car as it glides along the road. The cityscape of Volcadera Bluffs passes by, but I can't help but admire it. Oh, drink. Delicious. The mood is quickly killed, however, as Ben calls a certain red-scaled girl. The saccharine, lovey-dovey talk makes my head hurt, as I can guess by his expression that Yatacon feels the same way. He changes the subject to asking if my parents can pick me up. Looks like I'll be taking a late night metro home. Still, I had fun today. Even though we're pretty far into the fall season, today is a nice day out. There's a storm coming in later today with a cold front, so the temperatures outside are bearable enough to relax in. One last respite before the unforgiving cold of winter settles in. I decide to celebrate by eating lunch outside. After a good bit of prodding, Olivia joined me. Inko, it's too cold. I'll freeze my veins solid. It's 70 degrees and you already agreed. Calm down. We step out into the chilled air. That expression. Hiss. She pulls the drawstrings of her hoodie taut, yanking it shut again. When I try moving her along, she starts dragging her tail on the ground. You're secretly enjoying this, aren't you? That hoodie isn't hiding your silly grin. There's a table by the edge of the yard that looks pretty good. Now it's just the two of us. Just the two of us. We can make it if we try. Just the two of us. You and I. Alright, alone. Sitting at a picnic table in complete silence. Ingenious one-liners flow through my head like a slam poetry champion. Yet I can't work up the will to say anything about the wedding tour. Guess there's always later. So, Olivia. Gator lifts her head up from her roast beef sandwich, staring directly at me. What's up? How about this weather? Seriously? Yeah, seriously. I'm not used to coastal towns, so this is a nice change of pace. Well, it's pretty chilly. Part of why we're the only ones out here. It's pretty empty out here today. It is pretty empty out here today. Maybe it's like a human dino thing. We're acclimated to snow. Even with the hoodie, it's a lot colder than I like. Oh, why'd you agree to come outside with me? Well, you wanted to, and do you... Livy's lips quiver a little as she tries to work out words to say. Her mouth isn't up to the task, as a flush of scarlet spreads across her cheeks and makes her pouting lips glow. Hey, stop looking at me like that. I mean, where are you from then? The Midwest. A Midwest represent. The Midwest? Only loons come from the Midwest. Oh, come on, that's not true. Alright, what was it like then? A lot of empty promises, nothing worth talking about. What was St. Hammond like before I showed up? Oh, horrible. Everyone here sucked. Well, they still do, I guess, but seriously, most of the faculty had their stick with their ass, and the student body was holding on for dear life. I'd do anything to get out of this place, if I got to take you and Damien with me. Wow. Colorful. Olivia and I freeze at the familiar voice. Oh, principal. The sound of stone grinding on stone echoes through the courtyard as we turn our heads to whoever said that. Principal Scalar stands just as still as us, her face burning red. Though her jaw is moving, teeth grinding exceptionally loud as she looks at Olivia. Oh, next to her stands a large whale dressed in formal attire. I guess Mr. Ferris is still doing that inspection. And did he hear? What were you saying just now about student morale, Miss Principal Scalar? He doesn't even look up from his clipboard as he begins jotting down something with a pencil. I said had. Ever since Principal Scalar took over as our principal, things have gotten better. Olivia's words do little to make Scalar's face lessen in both color, intensity, and heat. Yeah, I have to say, this school is way better than my old one by at least a country mile. So, Mr. Inko, would you say your time at St. Hammond since your transfer has been both fruitful and comfortable? I mean, compared to my old school, I've made good friends, I've had excellent teachers and classes, and I've had an all-around good time. Also, the cafeteria food is great here. It actually tastes like food and not microwaved, reheated gruel. Mr. Ferris gives me a nod and writes something else on the notepad before turning to face Olivia. What about you, Miss Olivia Halford, was it? Got any more comments regarding St. Hammond? Do be honest, if you please. Olivia shoots me a quick glance before taking a deep breath. Well, The school needs more handicap access ramps. Also, the elevator in the main building is busted. Sometimes it gets stuck for a few minutes. Also, our PE teacher steals hats from the students and hoards them in the equipment shed. I could almost feel the heat emanating from Principal Scalar's face as soon as Olivia finished launching her complaints. Wouldn't want to be around her after Ferris's visit is over. For his part, Mr. Ferris only nods and writes more of his own clipboard before turning back to face Scalar, who does her best to return the grimace into some kind of smile. Seems like there are some issues left over from the previous administration. Are you already taking care of correcting the issues Miss Halford has pointed out? Principal Scalar nervously clears her throat. I've already sent in a request to the district to have an elevator looked at by a technician. Mr. Ferris nods and writes something else on the clipboard before clicking his pen and stuffing it in the front suit pocket. I'll have to talk with the superintendent about that request next time I'm at the office. What about this PE teacher Miss Olivia mentions? Oh, Mr. Coach Solly. Ferris raises an eyebrow. It's his legal name. It's his legal name, I know. It's his legal name. I know. Oh, Coach is his first name. He checks the page, then sighs a bit. Right. Ferris turns to face me. Well, that's enough about St. Hammond for the time being. Mr. Inko, would you say things are going for you, not just as a student, but also as How would you say things are going for you, not just as a student, but also as a growing adult? The school has really helped me learn a lot, sir. I respect the efforts of the students and faculty alike for their efforts in making me feel welcome. It's much more refined than my old school, at least. Well, you might as well ask him for a letter of recommendation already. Huh? That's not what I was doing, Olivia. Olivia doesn't even respond to me, instead laughing quietly to herself. I'll keep that in mind. The Leviathan finishes jotting down something on his clipboard, finally turning to Principal Scalar. I think I have everything I need for the time being. So, Mr. Ferris, why don't we adjourn into the faculty lounge? Of course, we can go over your future budgetary plans over a nice cup of coffee. The inspector turns away, Principal Scalar lagging behind him with a look of pure misery on her face. Well, she'd done this freshman year. With a huff and a frown, Olivia stabs at her lunch tray, treating her Caesar salad like a voodoo doll. Well, look on the bright side. She levels her silver eyes on me, but remains focused on treating her salad like its namesake. It's senior year, and we're about halfway through. So we only have to put up with this place for a couple more months. She glances at the largest piece of chicken, twisting her spork roughly. And? Then what? I guess, I don't really have any concrete plans for after school. What do you mean? You mentioned all that stuff about making a name for yourself. I mean, yeah, when I first got here, that was the goal. But honestly, I haven't considered what I was going to do to get there. It's my turn to toy with my meal. You? I plan on getting an art degree. Whoa, really? Online, of course. Oh. Not like I have any other options. The only time I'm worth anything is when there's a brush in my hand. Only classes I'm really passing to. I nod my head in understanding, but she's talking about her future, but it sounds more like resignation than a declaration. At least I have something, even if the path to my goal is vague. The morose mood leaves me at a loss for words. Damn it, I was hoping to actually use this time to, I don't know. I wanted to talk to Olivia and, ask her something. Or something like that. Stupid Mr. Ferris and his workplace politics, dampening the mood. God fucking damn it, Ferris. The air between us is awkward as we pick at our lunch, and even after the bell rings, we're forced to finish eating. It's still weird. Even when I ask Olivia if Olivia would like a push to history, she just remains silent in thought. Olivia's been quiet for about 5 minutes now. Even though 5 minutes isn't that isn't that long of a time. Olivia had grown so much chattier as of late, so the silence is just a bit off-putting to me. Part of me couldn't help but wonder if it's cold shoulder directed at me or just remaining nerves from the last conversation. No use in just thinking about it. So, penny for your thoughts, Olivia? Oh, right. Sorry, guess I'm not here right now. What were you thinking about exactly? Olivia lets out a sigh and turns her head upwards so that her eyes meet mine. I really got to thinking about what we were talking about earlier. How it seems like neither of us knows that what we'll be exactly doing after school is over. Alright, yeah, that. I hadn't really given much thought to the fact that I had essentially dropped a bombshell on both of us. Now that I really stopped to think about it, though, the idea that neither one of us really knows what to do after graduation is concerning. Most seniors at least have a small idea what they'll want to do after graduation. At least I think. Hell, Liz had made a full chart and timeline for herself. I mean, I always figured I'd go to college, but that feels so basic, for lack of a better word. There should be some kind of grander plan on what to do with the next big step in life. University, a career, even starting some kind of family. Those are the kind of plans that come to mind. They're all just simple platitudes at the end of the day, though. Is it even worth making plans? The more I think about it, the more likely it is that something stupid just comes out of left field and wrecks everything. Man, when I am 2 years removed from high school, I'm almost 20, and this is exactly how I was senior year. I had no fucking clue what I was going to do after I graduated. I knew I had to figure something out, and I'm not miserable where I'm at now. I'm surviving. I'm having fun doing it too. But, like I said, I'm nearing 20 and I still got no clue what I'm going to do with my life. Alright, moving forward. If you want to make God laugh, tell him your plans and all. That's exactly what my dad told me. My dad told me exactly that a little while back. I was saying like, oh, in relation to school, I was saying, oh, I kind of plan on doing this, and I plan on doing that. I plan to have this, and he told me exactly that. If you want to make God laugh, tell him your plans. So maybe all I can really do then is live in the moment. I always hated that sort of thinking. Just be a sitting duck for life to take pot shots at me. Just live pretending death can't show up and take me at any time. Oh, fuck! Hey, it's Olivia. And friend. Olivia stiffens in her chair. Oh, hey, Mia. Olivia's words are a hiss as she tries to face away from the crimson-scaled girl. Her hands shakily strain against the wheels of her chair, slowly turning it too. Got a couple of questions to ask you, Olivia. Would you like to humor me for a bit? Oh, what am I saying? Of course you don't mind. The parasaur saunters up, the sway of her hip pushes me aside as she takes Olivia's reins from me. What the hell? You're insane if you think we're going anywhere. We? She looks down at Olivia and back at me. We. He's funny. Fucking bitch. We're just gonna talk, going for a little girl talk. No boys allowed. Sorry. You're up for that, right, Liv? She puts a hand on her shoulder and cocks an eyebrow back at me like she knows something. So yeah, we'll just be a moment. Don't worry that pretty little head of yours. I'm left gawking and confused as the two head off in another direction. Olivia doesn't seem to know what to say or do either, so she just goes along with the parasaur wheeling her away. A part of me wants to give chase, but the side eye that Mia sends back at me forces me to stop. I feel useless as I watch the two turn the corner. God damn it, Inko. Give me the choice to go beat that bitch to death. In Minecraft. My thoughts of what I want to do going after the pair are betrayed by my body, still frozen by the icy glare from Mia. Damn it, I'll just get to class and ask what this was all about later. I think Prockling is supposed to be Miss Pauling from Team Fortress 2. Alright, by the time I get to Prockling's history class, I'm half expecting to find Olivia already waiting for me. Some kind of remark primed and ready to be spoken to me. But instead she isn't there. I reluctantly take my seat, tapping my foot impatiently. Even when the bell comes and goes, there's still no sign of her. Shit. I shouldn't have let Olivia go with her alone. What the hell was I thinking? I really don't want to cut class, but I can't afford anything bad happening to her. Nope, I can't sit and do nothing. I shoot my hand up in the air, causing Miss Prockling to pause mid-lecture. Yes, Mr. Needle? Miss Prockling, can I please be excused? Why? Class barely started a few minutes ago. Because I... That's a good one. Shat myself. That's fucking great. Fuck. I'm halfway out the door already. Oh my god. That's fucking amazing. Where do they go? There's not a soul to be found anywhere. If I were a bitch, where would I harass somebody in secret? That shat myself thing. Oh my god. Oh, that's great. Shoot, whatever's between them, I hope it isn't turning physical. I mean, she wouldn't. Would she? My hands clench tighter and tighter as I focus on the walking faster. Finally, something snaps me out of my trance, the faint sound of squeaking metal. I've heard that sound before. I turn towards the source just beyond the door of a nearby classroom. Judging by the paraphernalia covering the door, I think this is the algebra room. I grab the handle haphazardly, throw the door open, praying that I'm not about to rudely interrupt the teacher for the second time today. Looks like shit. I should be happy it's done. Two heads turned to me in a mix of anger and surprise, and they're the heads of the girls I was looking for. It's like a sudden three-way standoff. I wish it was a sudden three-way. Oh! I was definitely not intended to be a factor in whatever this is. I really shouldn't have thought about that before barging in. Thank Raptor Jesus she's okay. What the fuck are you doing here? I should ask you two the same thing. Oh my god. Look, Baldy, now's not the time. Don't talk to him like that. Yeah, or what? I told you to not be followed. You were there when we left. He just heard you screaming like a maniac. I've been forgotten already. Hey! Why are you two in an empty classroom yelling at each other? The two fall deafeningly silent, unwilling or unable to speak. I notice a piece of paper in Mia's hand. Looks like something's drawn on it. The style is different, but it's unmistakably one of Olivia's works. Mia, why do you have her drawing? The parasaur stops blinking for a few seconds before shoving the paper in her jacket. Before I can question it any further, Olivia speaks up. Inko, why did you come here? You seemed like you were in trouble? How touching. Well, we're all in trouble now. We? Yeah, dumbass. I don't have time for this. Hot Wheels, fill him in. What's the big issue? Come on, Olivia. Olivia claws at her armrest again. She looks ready to cry. Hey, where'd all your vicious bravado go? Are you afraid to tell him? Afraid of what he'll think? Shut up! Precious. Fine, I'll say it. Mia turns to me with a malicious grin. I know about what this prick did during the yearbook art contest. Oh, fuck. Now, ordinarily, I wouldn't give two shits. But then it hit me. Holy shit. She can just get away with it. Now, how crazy is that? She pauses, goading me to say otherwise, but I bite my tongue. Like a shark smelling blood, she starts to circle me, continuing her taunts. Then one thing leads to another, and now we're helping each other out. After all, if the school found out, it'd be a permanent mark on her unemployable ass. What? Yours too, probably, since you're involved in all. My teeth creak painfully from my clenched jaw, and yet the blood drained from my face. I'm talking about her record, you mouth breather. Art's her big break, right? Skipping the whole rigmarole, the gist of it's simple. So Olivia draws up some BS group projects for me, and some friends of mine turns them in, and I make sure the whole incident goes away. I managed to earn back some of the feeling of my consciousness, just long enough to defy her. But that's blackmail and cheating. That's wrong. Oh my god, that's fucking precious. Mia blinks a few times before turning to look at Olivia, then back to me, and then back to Olivia. What, are you disappointed in her now? I bet you made her pinky swear she would never do anything like that again. She leans closer to me, faux whispering. Well, sorry to break the news, Inko, but your friend here is a liar. Don't listen. I wouldn't be... She was threatening me. Pfft, threatening? Honey, if we were swapped, you'd see my ass hang. All I'm doing is making things better for the both of us. Not my fault you tried to get away with cheating. You'd think a cripple like you would have more shame than that. That's why Mia was trying to get Olivia to, quote-unquote, meet with Ben later, so she could talk to her. I watch Olivia's eyes start twitching. Mia's really starting to get to her. I can't let her keep talking. I can't let her keep talking to her like that. Mia, just stop it, okay? She really doesn't need this right now. Can't you both just walk away and pretend this had never happened? Shit, Inko, you're good. You hear that, Olivia? Wait, but I didn't mean... Olivia's staring at me with a look of betrayal that threatens to tear my heart in two. Ugh. No, Mia fucking did that. She made it a walking thing. God damn it, why can't I stop talking for once? Mia waves me off, turning to face the target once more. I bet you'd love to walk away from this, but things just don't work out that way, do they? Oh, that's why you didn't want Inko knowing you're still a dirty cheater. Shut up. Oh, relax, it's not a big deal. No, I'm sick of this. You already admitted it. Art's my big break. You're only doing this because art is all I have. Your record is fucked. You lose nothing if we get caught. It's Tuesday for you. But me, it's all I have. You're embarrassing yourself. You know I can't lift or run away or run or carry or dance or fucking anything. You do want to... I didn't get the rest of that, but I can assume normal basis. You can't ever do anything because of these fucking legs and this fucking... I can't ever do anything else because of these fucking legs and this fucking chair. Okay. Why can't any of you just leave me alone? I just want to draw, for God's sake. Mia rolls her eyes and takes a step closer to Olivia. That's a nice outburst and all, sweetie, but I really thought you were smarter than this. Olivia wipes away her eyes with her sleeve. Wipes away at her eyes with her sleeve. What? Mia takes another step forward. Think, handbag. Would I really go through all the trouble of making you do this junk for middling grades? If your work were crap, you wouldn't have a record to hold over you. Everyone knows you're the best artist in this place. You're just a retard about it. Olivia's mouth hangs open, but no words come out. You're the kind of idiot to let this sort of comment get to you. So let me be the first to say, congratulations, Olivia. You have a fan. Anyways, Inko. Oh, crap. Distractions aside, you're in on it now, too. If you want Olivia to starve now, you don't want Olivia to starve now, would you? Her words, not mine. Say a damn word about any of this and she's doomed. Do you understand me? I try to muster up the words of defiance, but just past Mia's stare of death, I spot Olivia's horrified expression. Hello, Baldy. I'm waiting for you to answer, Skinny. I honestly don't know what to say or do in this situation. No. Excuse me? Let me think this over with Olivia. Think this over. Are you dense or something? This is a simple yes or no question. You can't seriously freaking... Mia pinches the bridge of her snoot and lets out a hard sigh. Fine. The two of you talk it over and reach some kind of resolution. But that don't change the fact of what I said earlier, Inko. Don't say I don't do nothing nice. But think carefully, amigo. You both got a hell of a lot more to lose than I do. Mia only gives me and Olivia one final glance before unceremoniously leaving the room. It takes me a bit to recover my thoughts. I never thought Mia would go this far. And Olivia right now, she must be. I stand up from the floor, slowly approaching the alligator. She looks like a mess. Why? Why did you have to come in here? I'm sorry. I was just so worried about what Mia could be doing to you, and I wanted to make sure you were alright. Olivia grips her armrests. I was alright. I had it handled with Mia. But to basically be her slave? Doing all this work? Not all of it, just whenever she needs to pass. I take the seat next to her, there. She threatened me that she'd go to Scalar and spill everything. Well, how does she know? If Scalar knew that I had swapped the art, she'd know that it was with you. I couldn't let her do that to us, so I got desperate. Told her I'd do anything she wanted. That's how I got mixed up with her. I let out a deep and heavy sigh. Olivia, I can understand why, but I heard how Mia was treating you before I came in. Even when you're doing her work to save her skin, she's still treating your art, and more importantly you, like garbage. My words rip through the Gator girl's fragile heart. Her face is scorching in a fierce snarl, even as her eyes grow wet. You're miserable. You know that. Olivia looks away from me, her face scrunching up as tears well in her eyes. I don't know what to do. And I don't even know that I can trust her to keep her word. And now that you know what's going on, Mia has a noose around both our necks. The gravity of the situation settles in. It feels like something in me is both frozen over and ablaze. There's only 6 months left in the semester. It's not like she's asking for something impossible. Her eyes regain some fire as she smiles. I'll just have to tough it out. Keep making art to shut her up, and this whole stupid thing can blow over. She's been going through this for so long, and she's still... I'm out of options. So is she. I just poured out the first thing that comes to mind. Why not tell Scalar about what Mia's making you do? Scalar? Are you out of your mind? You saw how she handles things around here, especially with that auditor breathing down her neck. I'm trying to avoid getting caught. Right. Okay. Iadicon? For a split second, I see her mask crack, her real worry evident in those silver eyes shaking. No. Olivia makes a show of clearing her throat. Mr. Iadicon doesn't need to hear this either. You know he'd be able to. I can do this on my own. Her balled-up fists quake wildly after they slam onto her armrests, and the Gator girl does her best to hide her wince. I really don't think we can fix this if we're not working together. There's nothing to fix. I told you I have it under control. Just please, Inko, I need you to trust me on this. Don't ruin this for me. I do trust you. Her voice is softening, as if she's been fully drained now. I can handle it. I told you. Her fists unfurl and continue shaking. I take one of her hands, ignoring her indignant sputters as I delicately cradle it in my palm. Her protest died down into a pained whine when my thumb ever so slightly presses down on a joint. At this time, you've been doing your best. All this time, you've been doing your best, Olivia. My soft words drawed out an even softer breath from her. Mia's had me drawing for her group almost daily. It must hurt a lot after so long. Maybe it does. But it's nothing I can't work through. Why can't you trust me to help then? It's not that I don't trust you, Inko. It's just that I did trust everyone else. So please, stop asking about fixing me. Or fixing things, I mean. Is this what this is about? Olivia's burning out at this point. She's already hurt badly. I can feel her hands still shaking. It's beyond the point that either of us alone can handle. I let go of Olivia's hand, watching as she takes back her hand and settles it against her chest. I hook a nearby chair leg with my foot and drag the seat closer. Close enough that I can sit down right next to the baryonyx. Inko? I find that being next to her like this makes it easier for what I'm about to say. Breathe in, breathe out. Meeting her eyes once again, I speak my honest thoughts. Mr. Yatacon can help Olivia. Her teeth grinding together, as though contemplating mauling my face off. Please hear me out. I want to trust you, Inko, but I'm just scared that Yatacon will hate me forever for this. He's the only one that's ever made me feel like my art is worth something. I can't lose him. Look, we can get you out of this. Of course Mr. Yatacon will understand. Even go to bat for you. And if you're the one to speak up, it means you're the one getting back at Mia. She won't have power over you. I can't just give it all up like this. How can I trust you with my entire future? You have nothing to lose. I have everything. Can you trust the Yatacon? Will he really just let that happen? Mia has no reason to not throw you under the bus. Does he? Of course not. Mr. Yatacon he's the only teacher that's never given up on me. I'm here with you too. You're not alone, Olivia. But you need to accept our help. Please. Olivia looks me in the eyes for a few seconds before sharply snapping her face downward. Her body then begins to quiver, almost as if she trembles with a mixture of cold and fear. Olivia. I get over my chair and reach out to grasp her shoulder to try to comfort her somewhat. It's okay. I'm here for you. Olivia's shaking lessens, giving me hope that my words were starting to reach her. But not 2 seconds after those thoughts cross my mind, Olivia's shaking resumes once again. The shaking followed by sniffling, at which point I noticed tears rolling down Olivia's snout and falling right into her lap. Before I can finish my words, Olivia lunges forward and wraps her arms around my abdomen, bringing me forward and burying her face into my stomach. At which point, she begins to let out what I can only describe as a pain-filled wail. At first, I'm left utterly frozen in place, hands raised and eyes wide. Nothing in my life has ever prepared me for a situation such as this. No, Inko. You know what to do. I place my other hand on Olivia's shoulder and slowly take a single knee, bringing me to eye level with her. Oh man, this is sad, but also kind of sweet. Then, without saying a word, I tighten my embrace, allowing her arms to wrap around my neck as I wrap my arms around hers. My waist is pulled closer too, by her boa-like tail that's become an impromptu belt harnessing me to the Gator girl. There's a distinct thumping on my chest, rhythmic and relaxing. The relaxation that is her heart sets the realization that it's her heart sets my face ablaze, but also brings a smile to my lips. I close my eyes and let myself become lost in the warmth of Olivia's embrace. When we break apart, I check on our time limit. My phone says there's still 20 minutes left before school's out. Hopefully Yatacon has a free period right now. You ready? Olivia gives me a small nod. I'm remembering the I shat myself thing. I get up and start toward the door. The door held open with the back of my shoe. I look back at her. As Olivia wheels over, she grunts with each push. Oh crap, I'm an idiot. Once she reaches me, Olivia gives me a very meaningful look. Though I don't really get it, its intent till her tail wraps itself around my wrist. Oh, right. She likes it when we push her now. Okay. Taking Olivia's reins for her, we start towards our teacher's art room in companionable silence. Man, I can't wait to just go home and relax. Maybe I want a bag of chips. Olivia's tremoring has fallen to a 2 on the Richter scale, so that's nice. She's seen enough of me to last a while. So then again, so have I. She'd probably kill us if she saw us sneaking off. We're near the end of it all. It's all nearly over. It's the first bit of quiet that we get. Just the sounds of Olivia and I walking through the halls. Olivia's gripping my wrist pretty hard. Guess she's still pretty tense. Say, maybe there's a massage place around here that'd be pretty nice right now. Wait a second. Just the sounds of Olivia and I walking through the halls? Something ancient awakens in me. An icy chill races down my spine as if there's a knife poised just behind my neck. The Gator girl tenses, head stiffly turning. Her pupil. Oh, he heard a second pair of footsteps. Her pupils slowly shift to mine, and their contraction to pinpoints bring attention to the danger my ancestral instincts are warning me of. Fuck. Sup? You two trying to run it? Fight or flight. Reflexes kick in. Zero thought in my end. My body chose to just book it. Whoa, it's animated. Whoa. This is cool. Wow. This is fucking great. They should make... I hope this game is successful because they should make like a fucking cartoon, an anime of this. Wham. That was really, really cool. For a moment, I wonder if the deafening noise of the metal doors being hit is from Mia punching it in rage or accidentally slamming into the chasing after us. When I catch you, I will eviscerate you and every last thing you love. Fuck! The elevator finally begins its descent downwards. I exhale deeply. Olivia gasps for breath. My arm stings from Olivia's razor grip. Good thing I have a jacket. Her claws have shredded the sleeve. I think it may have even drawn blood. I shake my arm a bit, and Olivia retracts her hands apologetically. Sorry. Oh, God. You okay? No, I'm not. What happens when we reach the bottom? Neil will be waiting for us. Olivia removes the key from its slot. It won't open. Just don't make any noise. The elevator reaches the bottom. Just as Olivia said, without a key in the outmoded chamber, simply powers down. Silence. There's a small gap under the door, letting light in. There's nobody there. We sit in the dark, empty cabin for what feels like minutes. I'm pressed close to Olivia while we wait it out. I can feel her tail wrap around my ankle, which thankfully won't rip my clothing apart. The phrase 7 minutes in heaven surfaces in my mind and is buried immediately. It's a bit warm in here. Shh. Heavy, rapid footsteps zone in on us, accompanied by the sound of ripping paper. Mia's destroying everything on the walls. You fuckers had better still be in there! If you cowards run away, so help me Raptor Jesus! She's right in front of the door. I hear her heavy breathing and soft thuds as she attempts to put her ear to the door a few times. I try to stay as silent as possible, but I'm afraid that the homicidal parasaur can hear my heart hammering in my chest in pants-crapping horror. Mia, with no intention to vent her frustrations verbally, resorts to the next best thing. Physical therapy. We're surrounded by the sounds of ripping paper, denting lockers, and drywall fracturing. On occasions, something hits the elevator door again. Olivia and I don't dare move. I hear her other voices. Mia's drawn attention to herself. Who the fuck are you looking at? Do you want one less horn? Find someone quick. I fucking swear, I've had it with that fucking luggage chase on wheels. Good luck painting when you're eating through a straw, bitch legs croc a cunt. Holy fuck. Olivia takes a sharp breath. Silence. What was that sound? Sounds like a series of sharp cracks. Hey, whoa, hey, it's all cool. It's not what it looks like. It's a... Rapid footsteps echo down the hall. Is she gone? Was that a taser? What the fuck could have scared me like that? There's a light knock at the elevator door. Hey, anyone in there? He sounds exhausted, but it's definitely Iadicon. By now my eyes have adjusted to the light. Olivia's relief is palpable and shared, my body finally relaxing and practically melting against the wall on the tiny elevator. We're gonna have to tell Iadicon. It's safe to come out. It's all clear. Well, it looks like the stick of dynamite went off out here, but otherwise it's fine. I look to Olivia, who stares at the key in her hand. She moves to unlock the elevator, but hesitates. I think our teacher's able to sense it. Since his tired voice carries the weight of his worry. Everything will be okay. I promise. But she doesn't put it in. She just stares. You don't know that. Olivia whispers softly. I can barely make it out. God, please. Putting that key in and opening up means telling Yatacon everything. There's no way Mia's letting this slide. Nothing's a safe bet. Nothing can be said for sure. She can't do nothing, and she can't do anything either. So she looks to me, as if I'd have an answer. The key is offered to me, delicately held between two of her claws. Fuck. Okay, I know what we have to do, but I'm gonna go ahead and save anyway. We gotta tell her. We gotta tell him. Alright, let's get this over with. We've gotten this far, time to end it. I've had about enough of all this stress. By the looks of it, so is Olivia. She's been dealing with this much longer than me, so it's time for me to carry my own weight here. It's the least I can do to take that final step for her. Even if she doesn't trust the Yatacon, she trusts me. She doesn't trust the Yatacon? That doesn't sound right. But it can't be anything else. It's just that. Enough nonsense. I take the key and I move to slide the key in the panel. With the key inserted and twisted, the dark room shudders briefly before the metal door finally starts to slide open. We're greeted by the sight of our teacher, looking very haggard, his brow slick with sweat and holding on some strange black rod. Olivia reels back the sight of the odd baton. Thanks for saving us, Mr. Yatacon. Don't thank me just yet. I'm going to need an explanation for all this. So is Principal Scalar, for that matter. He steps aside and motions us out of the elevator with a wave of the broad stick. Come along. Oh, shit. Come along now. That's all I got. Holy shit. Looks like Mia tried to destroy everything within her reach in the hallway. On the ceiling, a pipe is leaking with water intended for fountains and toilets. A group of dinos in overalls around the corner looking absolutely pissed. Our teacher waves at them and begins escorting us to his room. All the adrenaline is faded now, and I can feel the acute pain in my arm. Olivia's hand reaches back, behind her head, and to the arm she had grabbed, and her fingers delicately loop around the spot. She looks back, her mouth shut tight, but her sympathetic eyes telling me she's sorry. I nod back with a comforting smile. Sure, it hurt, but I knew she didn't mean it. We'll look forward again, to the door of the Yatacon's classroom. Olivia sighed and resigned herself to explaining everything to our teacher. Olivia looked ready to collapse. She had taken the better part of an hour explaining Mia's extortion in full detail to Mr. Yatacon. I grab Olivia's canteen and hand it to her. She greedily chugs the entire thing, gasping after rubbing her sore throat. It was hard to get a read on what that teacher was thinking. The brows furrowed and fingers steepled as he was muttering to himself. Finally, with a deep sigh, he stands from his desk and looks at the exhausted girl. I had a feeling that something was going on, but to this extent, you should have come forward sooner. I know, but we're here now, aren't we? Fair point. Still, I'm concerned that you thought nobody would notice. I didn't think anyone would care to look. Those assignments go through dozens of eyes, you know. What do you mean? Your style, Olivia. I saw it from a mile away, and I was just waiting for you to talk to me. You knew? Why didn't you say anything? I wanted it to come from you. Don't worry, I'm not going to lecture you. Raptor Jesus knows you've had enough of that already. I'm glad you two are okay. Yeah, I thought she was actually going to kill us. Mr. Yatacon shakes his head before he smiles softly at us. Have some faith in the faculty here. We do our best for you. With what we have on Mia now, we can justify watching her like a hawk from here on. Anyone else she was harassing ought to thank you. Are you sure she's actually going to get in trouble for this? At this point, we'd look bad if we didn't punish Mia for this kind of behavior. Oh, that's a relief. Come on, you two can hunker here until school clears out. You sure? You were going to stay after this like always anyways, right? Yeah. What the fuck? The loud noise makes me stumble to the floor. Mr. Yatacon! Whoops. Yatacon looks at the device in his hands. Is that a taser? There's a piece of tape on it with something written on it. Estrus protocol. Estrus protocol. Oh, that's gross. Estrus means sex. Anyway, I'm gonna run and get some things done. They're gonna want my account on paper pretty soon. May as well knock it out of the way. With no care at all, Mr. Yatacon chucks the electric weapon onto his desk before turning to his doorway. Don't burn the place down, all right? Alone, I go sit near the back of the classroom. Looking out the window, I finally let out a huge sigh I'd been holding in. Olivia rolls over to join me, and surprisingly, she's smiling. You were right, Inko. I couldn't trust him. We sit in silence, just looking out the window. When school lets out, we watch the crowd of students going home. I don't see Mia in the crowd, but that doesn't matter. I think, despite it all, Olivia's life is going to be a bit easier after today. Oh, how great. We'll go for a little bit longer, but I just want to get a read of what's going to happen next, but then we'll call it. Students trickle out of the school. Olivia took the chance to unwind. I figured it'd be best to let her rest, as I saw her drooping eyelids finally shut. She looked cute, just napping idly in her wheelchair, except for the weird bellowing. It was like a snore, except I could feel it vibrating through the floor. With the clouds hiding in the sun, and the classroom's lights turned off, I could do with some shut-eye too. But I can't bring my eyes closed. Instead, I look out the window. The layer of clouds overhead steadily grows more dense, casting a darker shade on everything. Light raindrops prick against the glass. Crap, I really should have brought in my umbrella. As a few minutes go by, they roll in closer and closer, blocking out the sunlight. If Olivia were awake, she'd think this was pretty neat. I look back to her. Maybe I could nap too. Just a little. What was... Wow. Thunder. My eyes are drawn upward at the heavy clouds in the sky. In moments, the glass of the window is assailed by numerous heavy droplets of rain. Holy moly. The trees outside are billowing almost aggressively. Several small branches are stripped away in the torrential downpour. An umbrella wouldn't help with this. Huh? What? The phone's blaring an alarm. So was Olivia's. Instructions to shelter in place for several hours. The classroom door is thrust open quickly. Mr. Yatacon is back, panting hard and clothes drenched. He takes a moment of surprise to compose himself as best he can. Sorry about that. The faculty is doing a sweep of the campus right now. Apparently there's a monsoon scare right now. Monsoon? Does that happen here? Yatacon gestures to the drenched outfit out the window as if to ask if Mia had clocked me in the head after all. Right. Are we going to be alright? Oh, of course. Schools are designated shelters for the worst disasters. If anything, you're safer here than at home. But the hallway outside is open, isn't it? I just finished putting the cover up. A cover? Just keep close to the wall, yeah? What do we do now? Yatacon shakes his phone at us. Shelter in place. We're all stuck here for a few hours. Olivia reaches into her bag and pulls out a drawing book and a well-used pencil. Actually, why don't you use the time to catch up on some schoolwork? I'm sure you have some work from other classes still pending, and I can't think of a better time to tackle that than now. But today's been rough. Can't I do this or finish my nap instead? That's fine too, but aren't you failing behind grade-wise in some of your other classes? Maybe. Fine, I'll catch up on some of that work. Yatacon gives a single nod and smiles. Olivia puts away her drawing materials instead and pulls out her bulky mathematics books, which she sets on the table with more force than necessary, followed by her notebook. With some hesitation on her part, Olivia sets herself to work. Meanwhile, I bring myself closer to her in case she wants to help with the work. After a few minutes, it's clear her mind and spirit isn't into the work one bit. She constantly fidgets, taps her pen on the table, and looks around the room and out the window. Eventually, she lets out a groan and slams her book shut. This sucks. Can I please do something else? Yatakon, who had been busying himself with grading some paperwork, snaps up away from his work, looking at Olivia while rubbing his chin. Well, there is one other thing you could help out with. Would need both of your help with it. Could even consider it a new extra assignment. What do you say? I don't know, today's been pretty rough on Olivia. Absolutely, I'll do it. Alright. Wonderful, it's back here. He starts walking us to the back of the room and waves for the two of us to follow him. Whoa, something in the dark room? Oh man, I thought we wouldn't get to do anything in there until at least the last few weeks of the semester. Are we going to be getting a head start in this section? Maybe we'll be making prints and learning about C41 and... Huh? Oh, Olivia's poking my back. Quit it with the cinematic gait. You're going too slow. Oops. I shake the excitement off and head to the dark room. Yatakon holds the door open for the two of us to enter. The inside glows a vibrant crimson light. Yatakon's suit appears to light up in the red lights, as does my shirt. I've only actually been in a dark room once before. This is so cool. I clasp my hands together. So what are we developing? We? It's an important job just for you. Alright, I'm ready for it. What am I developing? Your lower back. There's a click of a switch and the red lights switch to normal lights and properly illuminate the room. There's boxes over there. I need one at each station around the room, but they're too heavy for me. If you can, of course. Legally, I can't make you do any of this. Do I at least get extra credit? You get one of the bags of chips that keep hidden in my desk. Fine. Nice! Come on, Olivia. We should clear out of the way for him. There actually is something in the box we'll need in a bit. The two move back in the entrance, and I'm faced with a myriad of boxes I'll have to carry. Looks like there's about 10 of them. They're pretty medium-sized, if you could fit a table lamp in them. How heavy can they... Ah! Thud. Lift with your knees, Inko. This is gonna suck. I look at Olivia, but she already has her phone out and pointed my way. Damn it. I shifted my legs and try again. I actually managed to get this thing off the ground. This must weigh at least 70 pounds. What are these things loaded with? Bricks? Something like that. Careful, they're fragile. Fine, I'll get the last box in its place. I pick a chair and collapse in a heap. My muscles are on fire. Though to be honest, I don't know if I could have done all that with the beginning of the year. I guess I am getting stronger. Yatakon walks back into the dark room with a small black toolbox. Oh, good, you're done. Come on out, we'll take a breather. That looked tough. I'd rather stay here. Olivia shows up in the doorway behind Yatakon. I'm surprised he didn't use the cart. What cart? Pfft, fucking dollies right there. Before you get started with me, Inko, you didn't ask. For the love of... I hate you. That's the spirit. Olivia stifles her laughter in a snickering snort fest. Your mood will improve when you see just what you've been carrying. Oh? He grabs a box cutter from the shelf and slices the top of one open. Our teacher pulls out what looks like a large overhead lamp from the box. Oh, sweet. So that means you'll be making your own prints for midterms. That sounds awesome. Oh man, I can't wait to... But before any of that, these need to be assembled. The rest of the parts are taken out from the first box and set down meticulously. Olivia's gotten curious as she's rolled up to the station and handling one of the funnier looking pieces. Anywho, here you two go. Wait, 2? Yes, 2. Don't think I didn't notice you watching Inko so much. The stammered denial from Olivia does nothing to wipe the cheeky grin from our teacher's face. What about you, Mr. Yatakon? I'll be right back. He makes his way to the door again. Get started without me. I need to fetch some things. Before either Olivia or I can speak up, he's left the room. Olivia already has the toolbox open on her lap. Right then. I grab the folded up instructions and lay it out, seeing the details of the bizarre device fully assembled. Okay, so, thunk. Step 1. Hand me the next piece. Oh, did I scare you? Yes, you scared me. These things are heavy. What if you drop that on something? I didn't, though. But you could have, and I didn't. Olivia's tail reaches for some brackets, but I grab the limb before she can take them. Hold on, we gotta do things right, or the enlarger might not work right. She retracts her tail from the table. No fun, it's just an oversized lamp. That's a gross oversimplification. You're a gross oversimplification. The Otacon's gonna make you use the one you break. Just means I can sketch more, right? Well, it means you can't participate and learn about photography. Photography's your thing, so it doesn't really apply to me much, does it? Well, maybe that's the case for you, but photography's my thing. It's the whole reason I took this class, after all. Oh, sorry. It's nothing. Olivia politely rests her hands in her lap. Her eyes linger on the box of parts. Well, how does it work then? The print enlarger? She shakes her head. Photography. Like, why the giant lamp thing? It's all digital today, right? Huh. I think this is the first time someone's actually asked me about it. Sure, I've had lots of mid-shower rehearsals explaining my hobbies and their cultural significance to others, but none of that's coming to me right now. It's all about shot composition, and this machine is part of the production of it. Getting the right things in the right places at the right time to evoke a certain feeling. Composition is a thing in painting too, you know. I'm ill-prepared for Olivia's comeback. Yeah, but it's a lot easier to pick the composition you want. You don't have to worry about any factors other than yourself. With photography, you have to build the set to get a good photo. That's the fun of it. Why would you want to limit yourself like that? Why not just draw whatever you're taking the picture of instead? You could express all kinds of things you can never express with a photo. Olivia taps a claw to the imager, the metallic ping echoing in the small room. What sets all this junk apart from the lines on a page? The technique and vision. She smirks at my petulant comment. Fine, I'll show her. I'll prove to you that this takes skill. I hold the lighting portion up, making sure it's the right angle, and fasten the last portion of the enlarger in. I plug the machine in and flip the switch, happy that it works right, and the light lights up the entire base. Olivia looks at me with confusion as I move the entrance of the room and flick the light switch, bathing the room in bright red again. Going back to our workspace, I pulled the developed negatives from my backpack and slot the slide I want into the carrier. And ta-da! The negative carrier in place in the machine, a blurry gray blob, is projected onto the base. What? Give me a minute. I hold the manual under the light and inside of the blob, checking which knob is which and slowly turn them. As the lens and billows shift, the Rorschach test transforms, gaining more definition until finally it becomes the splitting image of the school's front entrance. I can even do this. I take out the negative and place another atop it before slotting the carrier back in, while also increasing the strength of the light. The image displayed is now the entrance to the half-dozen semi-transparent students in front of it. What did you do? I overlapped another shot. The backgrounds are the... Oh. So? That would take me a few minutes to do tops. And look a lot better, too. She smirks, but I think she's feigning her apathy this time. Her tail gives her away. It's a lot more technical, I guess. But only I knew how to do this kind of stuff from Mr. Yatakon's lectures about negatives. What else can you do with this thing? I don't know, but... What's that smell? Oh, shit. I pull out the negative carrier and wince at how hot it is. Crap, shit! Olivia has quickly ripped the plug from the socket. With my sleeve, I open up the carrier to see I've managed to melt the two negatives together. Oh, man, I was going to use that. And all that work, and I go to mess it up, trying to prove something. Olivia is never going to let me live this down. The green Gator girl lays a sympathetic hand on my shoulder, to my surprise. Hey, shit happens. I've ruined a lot of paintings in the past, too, you know. She takes the reels from that warm metal plate and holds them up to the red light, trying to see through them. And you got more shots on this thing. But I like those shots. I know where you take them. It's not that easy. Like, it has to be the exact same time and weather and lighting. The abrupt darkness coincides with the vague ambient sound of the ventilation shuddering to a halt. The blackness is all-encompassing. I can't even see Olivia, who I know is right next to me. Inko? Her voice helps me confirm that we're still alive in some fashion. But there's shakiness in her tone, which sends a tense rattle down my spine. Our breathing is the only noise, as if we'd been encapsulated in a void of nothingness. I'm still here. I know that! I put my hand down to brace her shout, feeling the still warm metal of the enlarger base. But, yeah, I guess the school lost power. I feel something cover my hand, and then squeeze. Painfully. Ow, 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 ow. Sorry. The pressure lessens, but she doesn't let go of my fingers. No, it's fine. There's a subtle shake in the scaly limb of my hand, but then I brush my thumb across it. But when I brush my thumb across it, the limb eases. Hey, stop that. Stop what? Just that. Stop. That thing you're doing with your hand. I shrug. And then want to slap my face when I realize she can't see that. Alright. Standing here in the darkness of the dark room isn't getting us anywhere. We should go find... Wham! Olivia! Inko! Ah! My instincts kick in. I hop back to make space between us and the killer. I turn my back to them to become a defensive wall. I wrap my arms around Olivia's head to make sure she's 100% protected. Hey, it's me, Mr. Miyadikon. Took a bit to find a flashlight, but with how this room is... I look up the shining white pterodactyl holding the flashlight at his own face. Oh. Get off me, you... Get off me, you git! Oof. Look, I'm not paying you two to get frisky in the closet. That's what Trigham's class is for. You're not paying... We're not Wait, who says what? Mr. Yadikon holds up a pale hand, his grin widening. Relax, I'm just joking around. He leans against the doorway to get a better look at the inside of the dark room with his flashlight. Power's out for the whole block, and apparently our backup generator is decades old and is only keeping the AC on. Someone should get fired for that. Come on, we can wait it out in the studio. Olivia follows me out into the main classroom as we trail slowly to Mr. Yadikon's wake. Slow sounds of his gait is a nice contrast to the rain lashing against the windows. Whoa, it's really coming down outside. Think it'll flood? It floods here? Sometimes. The ground floor classrooms used to have a carpet, you know. Yadikon starts pulling something out of his desk, but it's a bit too dark to see that. Ugh, don't remind me. That junk sucked half a year's funding. You ever tried teaching people about watercolors without the freaking watercolors? Those are ridiculous. Heh, I remember. You were the most upset. Alright. He sets some tiny tea lights down on the desk and begins lighting them. The tiny wicks and set a light in the tiniest of embers, providing the bare minimum of illumination for us to see. Won't those trigger the fire alarms? We should be fine. They're too small by themselves. What are those for? Been saving them for a rainy day. We're going to be stuck for a while, so why not make it a camp out? Camping. I like the sound of that. Won't we get in trouble, though? It'd be trespassing, right? It's either this or trying to get home in the storm. As if to illustrate his point, the weather decided to chime in. Besides, schools are usually made with sheltering in mind. There's all kinds of procedures for this, like bringing everyone to the gym and breaking out some really moldy cots. Olivia winces. Those haven't been replaced. Ha! Our budget has been in the red for years, Miss Halford. Part of why we're being scrutinized right now with that whole audit business. Anyway, we're the only ones left on campus, so I'm not going to go through all that trouble. Just relax now, and I've already called a taxi for the both of you. Taxi? I made the call as soon as the power went out. It's just going to be a while to get one ready and send it out. What do we do in the meantime? Our teacher has a wicked grin. You're not done with that homework, right? Ooh, I'm kidding. Time and the storm carry on, yet things are surprisingly calm. Olivia pretends to focus on her work while I pretend to help her, but soon enough Mr. Yadikon starts sharing wild stories about previous semesters. You know, a few years back, somebody tried to take his hat right off his head. Let me tell you, I've never seen a shovel fly that fast. That sounds appropriately violent. Either way, Olivia loosens the facade of productivity, and I join her not long after. You know, I still owe you for ruining your one coat last year. Oh, forget about it. I've dozens of them in my closet anyway. You too? Eerie, the eerie ambiance of the blackout is quickly overridden by our combined laughter. Eventually, we run out of things to say and just wait quietly in each other's company. Yadakon slumps downward in his chair. Whew, long day today. He glances out the window, still being assaulted by sheets of rainwater outside. Normally I'm home by now, resting. Would you mind if I relax a little here? No, go ahead. Thanks. He stretches behind him, cracking his spine against the groove of the chair. Olivia, I've been meaning to say. You're usually so quiet, reserved, isolated even. I've noticed you're going a bit more friendly recently. Huh? You think so? You've been in my class for all 4 years. Of course I would. Maybe I'm a bit old-fashioned, but it hurts me to see a student hurt themselves like that. When you're in the adult world, you'll see this all the time. When someone's in a rut, they'll tend to just stay there until their days blend together instead of lifting themselves up. I think got all the time in the world. So I'm proud of you for making an effort, Olivia. Oh, Mr. Yadakon, don't be flustered. Be proud, Olivia. You managed to form a friendship. Of course, I appreciate you extending an olive branch too, Minko. Me? That's no problem, Mr. Yadakon. Come on, school hours are over. You can drop the mister. I mean, it's not something to be thanking me for, is it? I'm just her friend. That is great to hear, though. You can't always navigate this world alone. Someone to keep company can really help. You can? More than you can imagine. Yadakon leans forward to place a hand over both of ours. He just barely makes contact with Olivia's wrist when she winces and yanks it back. Shit. Olivia? You alright? Oh, I'm fine. That just hurt. I was fine before, though. I've been trying to stay off that wrist all day. Was it that bad? I was feeling better. I even helped build those doohickeys. The print enlargers. He covers his eyes with one hand. Of course. Great move. Student's been overworking herself, and I think to give extra physical work. What am I doing? It wasn't your fault. I didn't want you to worry. I had no idea how bad it was. He leans forward again, gently holding Olivia's wrist, inspecting it, and being careful not to cause any pain. You need to take care of yourself, Olivia. If something were to happen, I know you'd be completely beside yourself. I know you were doing extra work, but how did it even get this bad? It was a lot of extra work. Doing a whole group's assignments on top of my own. For the last 3 weeks, basically all my free time. It's great practice, at least that's what I was telling myself. Olivia does her best to hide her wincing as the teacher tests her arm, going for a sip of water. Delicious. Whew. I never would have made it to graduation. All because of that painting you switched. He shakes his head and lets go of Olivia. No, it goes further than that. That painting was because of all the pain you'd been going through all these years. All because of that first contest entry hanging in the gala. Your first venture into the art world, and it went how it did. Olivia looks down at her hand, stretching the fingers out and in, slowly, carefully. My hand moves without a thought, fingers taking her hand carefully to help in some way or another. You and that painting. Our teacher palms his face and groans into it. It's a genuinely good piece, Olivia. I've told you that so many times. She locks up, but manages a small nod. What a horrible chain of events. I've had to witness it all these years. Watch it as it's taking your friends, your self-worth. That little smile you had when you first came to my class. And now it's ruining your health. He gently lets go and covers his own eyes again. I really just sat here and watched it. I was just talking about how people act like they have more time than they have. Yadakon, are you alright? I'm super. I'm more than okay. In fact, I've made up my mind about something. You. Take her to the gala, please. There's something I want you to see. You two to see. No words. Just do it, please. I nod. What are you going to show us? He stops at the door. Something you should have seen a long time ago. My shoes slosh noisily through the flooded hallway as we slowly head back to the main building of the school. Olivia herself has used her arms to tuck her legs up onto her seat, her head now resting on her knees. Yadakon didn't seem to care, each of his steps splashing water around and soaking his slacks. Man, I'm going along way longer than I thought I would. The drains on the floor are working overtime, keeping the water at a minimal level. An unsettling feeling washes over me as we enter the atrium, the interior of the school pitch black from the lack of lighting. At least we aren't dealing with wet floors, but navigating the halls in this dark is a new difficulty. Olivia brought out her phone, using its flash light to shine her way, but I'm still unnerved. The only sound I hear is the squelches of my shoes and the awkward tripping for both Olivia and I. It was then when I realized that Yadakon had left us behind. Mr. Yadakon? Her voice bounces down the dark halls of the school. Did you see where he went? Kinda. I think he went that way. I can just make out Olivia's hand pointing thanks to her phone. Towards the school's offices. I keep pushing Olivia, though taking my time as I feel my shoes threaten to slip with each step I take. It's slow going between the eerie darkness of my slow steps. It should have taken us a minute. It almost takes us about 3 for us to arrive at the gala. Well, we're here. The storm rages against the glass ceiling. That's normally the source of the hall's natural lighting. Is completely obscured by the typhoon. There's still no sign of Yadakon. I withdraw my phone and turn its flashlight on too, in the hopes to improve the situation. I can hear something else, aside from us in the rain. Something that's getting closer. A tiny red light in the distance. There with the sound. The tiny ember bounces and sways in rhythm and the odd tapping until... Oh my god, he's a murderer. Oh shit, is he? I'm frozen for a second. The thought forced its way through me. He wouldn't ever hurt us. Yadakon, what are you doing? Something is kicked aside. It's Olivia's painting from the art contest a few weeks back. It smacks loudly against the glass, causing the casing of the display case. These are the ones, yeah? What? I'm ignored, Yadakon staring right at Olivia. She's also struck fearful. But she nods. Yadakon takes a deep breath and faces the display. What are you going to do with that? Hey, Yadakon, wait. This is a little extreme. This is a bit extreme, isn't it? Ooh, more animation. Oh shit, he just broke that glass. I don't get what the point of this is, but this is very pretty. Olivia, it's gone. Both of them. This should have been done long ago. Yeah. Yadakon, it's crazy. I know. What about the other things in the case? Who fucking cares? Those students graduated ages ago. You know how many still do art? None. They're all collateral so someone else can. If they're all collateral so someone else can, fine by me. But Olivia, you got no other big paintings now, do you? She shakes her head. That's a shame. Look what I just did. I can make another. Yes, that's what I need to hear. You make me so proud to hear that. Do you remember in sophomore year when you challenged me to think of something I wanted to do and then set a goal to do it? Of course. I couldn't think of anything back then. But there was one thing I've been wanting to do for a while now. And like you said, some company could really help. Olivia grips my hand just a little tighter. Promise not to laugh? Never. Would you mind asking me again, Iadakon? Sure. I believe it was, if you could leave right now and go do anything you wanted, what would you want to do? Anything at all. Yep. I want to go see a fountain and paint it for you. Fucking brilliant. There's a fountain here? There's a park not too far from here, and you can barely see a fountain in the center of it from the window. You can't see it right now in the storm, but I want to go there. I think I know of it. It's one in Stig Equestrian Park. That's wonderful, Olivia. Yadakon stumbles a bit. I rush to give him a shoulder. Some shards of glass crunching under my feet. Good thing that the power's out. No cameras up or anything. Won't you get in trouble for this? I'm always in trouble for something. And ordinarily, I just take the hit. Especially for something like this. That Mia chick can take the fall. To hell with her. Olivia manages another small smile. I'm going forward to that painting. You better get it to me. I will. And you better help. Of course. Yadakon motions for us to wait by the school's entrance. For a while we sit there. Do you have one, Yadakon? Do you have something you want to do? I'm already doing it. No, really. Really? Teaching high school is a great job that nobody ever regrets. You should pose that question to Inko there. All this character development and he's barely said a word. Alright, Inko, what about you? What do I want to do? If I could pick anything. I guess... Oh, shit. Fuck, this feels like a save-worthy... Shit. I want to find true love. Fuck it, let's be stereotypical. A more ambitious dream, I can get behind it. Oh, it's a bit unimaginative. Oh, it's one of those choices where, like, it's going to be the same response either way. Yeah, who cares? That's just hater talk. You should probably start looking for a more of the how and not the what. Like you would know, I can totally do it. Sure thing, Mr. Successful. Your blog doesn't even have 10 followers. You looked me up? Yeah, I got bored. You could at least follow me if you're gonna cyberstalk me. I'll follow you when you make good content. Hey, if you're still watching this, go ahead and subscribe. Like, you know, I think this content's pretty okay. Yeah, just a thought. Also, your interpretation of Godzilla you copied from a video essay sucks and you should feel bad. I copy Yadikon's motion with an axe and karate chop Olivia's leg. I didn't feel that, jackass. Well, I guess some banter is a form of motivation as well. Sounds like you have quite the promise to uphold now, Inko. Boo. Even with the distance being thrown around, what stood out the most was the wild grin on Olivia's face. Between the staccato of rain and the uproarious laughter, time seemed non-existent. I could feel the muscles in my face ache, brought on by bouts of laughter and grinning, which made the taxi's arrival so disappointing. As we were escorted out the parking lot, our mirth was replaced by something more. Calm, comfortable, an easy quiet that let my thoughts wander back to the things we said to each other, back to what our tarot teacher had said, navigating the world alone. For all the time I spent around Olivia and her friends, it never really occurred to me that she'd harbor something like loneliness. I mean, Damien alone is a wild crowd composed of a single madman, and Liz, she's practically the group's nanny or something. The driver of that yellow van leans into his horn, and I can feel a baleful leer on me, even though the haze of fog and rain drops. Olivia draws her hood up, and I hold my jacket above my head. With a final look to Mr. Yadakon, we thank him. No need for thanks. Seeing my students grow and prosper into adulthood is all the reward this old fossil needs. With a wave, he sends us off to the rain, to the irate taximan's van that yells at us about his burning gas. While Olivia works to get herself situated in the cab, I turn back. Mr. Yadakon is sagging, meandering back into the building. Oi, hurry up. Right. It's been about a week since the typhoon. Oh, no, you know what? Never mind. We are going to call it there. I've been going on for way longer than I wanted to. But we are just I'm going to end it there. Holy moly, this game just keeps getting better and better. I think I'm making good choices so far. There's going to be 4 endings. And if in Snoop Game there were 4 endings too, 1 the good ending, 1 the kind of sort of okay ending, 1 the bad ending, 1 the fucking awful ending. I think I'm on track for the good ending based on all the choices I made. I think I am confident in my choices so far. So, with that being said, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to stop by and watch one of my videos, this one especially incredibly long. Please check out my other content if you are interested. And most importantly of all, support Cavemanon, the studio that makes this game. Please support them. Play the game yourself. Donate to them. They have a Patreon, I believe. Please show them the support they deserve. And with that being said, may God bless you, and please have a wonderful night. Bye-bye.